Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode of Die Party LA at Night, a weekly Vampire the Masquerade role-playing experience right here on Twitch. I'm going to go around and introduce all of our sweet vampiric buddies, boudoirs. No, that's the wrong word.
Yeah, I think it's the wrong word.
I think that's the wrong word.
No, we're a bunch of dressers, right?
That's it.
Yeah, no, not last I checked.
Well, during the day we're
I'm
furniture.
a futon.
During the day we're furniture, and during the night we're vampires. Let's start off with Tuesday Gray. How you doing?
Hi guys. I didn't know that I was any of that, so I'm just.
I mean, like, during the day you could be like someone's table, maybe, like a
Sure. Yeah.
like you could be like a leaning bench. Like someone could
I could.
maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or I could be Tuesday Gray, which is a little bit more fun than being an inanimate object. At least I think so.
I mean,
Candelabra.
certain inanimate objects. I mean,
Yeah, I mean you have a point. You have a point, but no, I'll keep being me. I can be found over at twitch.tv/TuesdayGray sometimes, but mostly starting back up in September. Until then, I'm part of 3 RPG shows that run every week, so it's become kind of my life now, and I'm digging it. Tonight, I'll be playing Lavin, who is pretty much a club kid turned vampire, and she now has to kind of figure out how to transition into vampire life, which is not as hard for her as it is for some other people. One, she was mostly out at night anyway, largely divorced, for lack of a better term, from her family, and kind of pale. So it's not too difficult for me to do my vampiric thing.
Fantastic. Well, speaking about doing her vampiric thing, let's go over to our other lady, but who was a man. Talk for Damien.
proud of yourself.
What up, sir? How you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing well. I hope you are also doing well as well.
Wow. Thanks for asking.
Good. I'm also ready to vamp it up. I'm Maria.
Vamp it up
I'm
a
a
notch.
doctor. Vamp it up a notch. Oh man, vampire chef.
Damn.
Oh, man, damn it! Why were none of us vampire chefs?
because
Missed
vampires
opportunity.
can't taste food anymore
You don't know that?
or
This
eat
guy
food.
can.
Or-
You don't know that?
Okay, first of all, you're a girl. Second of all, you can't even taste it. You can eat it, but you can spend blood to taste it.
I
mean,
like to say this guy. 'Cause it's more
Did you
fun.
see the episode of Futurama where Bender became a chef?
you're
amazing.
divorced from the
Bam.
distraction of taste to achieve pure flavor. And then it turned out he was an insane old man.
Exactly. We're gonna retell that, but with vampires. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm ready to vamp tonight. I hope you all are too.
Hell yeah. All right. Last but not least, from the player side of things, we have none other than the mother of dragons herself, Spoot Lisi. What up?
Hey, no spoilers, but I kicked some ass last night, just so you know.
Spoilers?
Yeah, I know what you're
said
talking
no
about. I know what you're talking about, bro. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got you.
Anyway.
I don't. I don't.
Game
Well,
of
good.
Thrones, dude. Game of
Oh,
Yeah.
right, because the
Mm.
joke that you're still telling, which is got it, dumb, got it. Okay.
Yeah. That dumb joke.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, hey, what's up? I'm Sputnik, and I am playing no one's favorite nerd, Braden. So we'll see what happens tonight. I'm excited. I'm excited for the little format that Mr. Dr. Wreckage has cooked up for us.
We'll see. It's an experiment. Hopefully, it pans out.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking about Mr. Dr. Wreckage, let's go to him next.
It
What
would
up,
pan
sir?
out if one of us were a vampire chef.
Yes.
So I think, despite Tux's interruption, that's
was
the
a pan
only
pun.
time that Dave has used an actual segue.
Listen, man, I'm the master of segues. I've used them plenty of times. They're just never good.
Yeah, right. So, hi everyone. We're gonna try something tonight. Last week, and by last week I mean 4 nights ago. We played Vampire the Masquerade on a Thursday because I couldn't make Monday, and we didn't want to leave you on that cliffhanger for a whole week. We said, hey, next week we're gonna do vignettes. Each player is going to do a personal goal. And the reason for this is that Vampire the Masquerade, as a system and as a narrative, cares a great deal about what you're personally doing, that you're keeping hidden from your friends and from your sires and from your etc. Like, personal machinations are really important in the system, and usually it's pretty easy to achieve at like a table, right? When
you just like
when you sit down on a Sunday and you're going to be role playing for 8 hours, people can be like, hey, GM, I wander off and go do my own thing, and it's fine and it works. But this is a 4-hour, barely a
experience.
Experience, a show, which, is also to some extent, we have to try and make it a good show. So if someone in the middle of a show is like, I got to go do my own thing, and everybody else sits around for 3 hours, that's a bad, it doesn't work. So instead, we're going to set aside time and be like, this is an episode where each individual person's going to they're going to take a fourth of the episode basically and go do their thing. And hopefully it works. And, let us know in the comments if it does. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Shut the fuck up. Don't do that. I'm allowed to shill, okay? That's my job.
We're also giving away a free ghouling to the fucking 403rd comment on this YouTube video. So, be sure to just do that at the right time. You gotta get it timed right.
I hate you.
This episode's brought to you by Pizza Smut and their new Freaky Fast
cream stuffed crust.
No, it's a stuffed crust and a stuffing.
I should be disturbed, right? Because I'm disturbed.
You should be fucking hungry, is what you should be.
We'll stuff the crust of your pizza and you. So anyway,
free extra sausage and all double stuffs.
Last week, after insulting a Brujah, Damien painted the town red with his face and also violated the masquerade. Braden saved his unlife pretty much single-handedly, although he waited a while to do it. The aftermath...
Drama!
The aftermath is that we find ourselves in the next few nights. Damien is in a coma that you have been informed is torpor, and that Alexa will be slowly administering blood to his corpse like a sponge until he is awake. And you get word that the night of the sort of masquerade violation, they were like, there's going to be consequences, but not punishments. We're going to assign you somebody who is good at raising fledglings, an educator of some kind. Someone who will teach you the ropes, because you guys are clearly on your own, a walking disaster. And it would be fair if some of you take umbrage with that, since some of you had absolutely no responsibility or were not in any way at fault.
Some of us are not walking disasters.
Right. So, but while they figure that out, they have forbidden you as a unit from going off and getting into trouble. They're like, nobody's under house arrest or anything, but you guys together going to do things in your turf or whatever is probably a bad idea. So, you don't know how strictly this is being enforced, but basically, until you get this person assigned to you, they sort of expect you to keep to yourselves. if you're leaving the taste, you're leaving alone to go handle personal matters. And this is the narrative explanation for why we're doing a vignettes episode. So the first, we're going to start with Dr. Maria last name.
Jimenez.
Jimenez. Yeah, see, it's hard to.
Jimenez.
I look at it and I don't see Jimenez because, you know.
That's how you spell it.
Is it even
Yes.
a real name?
Jimenez, yes.
Jimenez is a real name.
Okay.
Looks like them Jimmy's, them sprinkles you put on ice cream.
Okay,
What?
now I'm hungry.
Jimmy Nez. So Jimmy Nez. Talk to me. Set up there may be a few days or / nights pass where the tongue lashing you guys have received and the threat of being under observation sort of keeps you sheepishly within the taste. But sooner or later, being cooped up here is boring. And one or more of you will wander off to go accomplish a thing. What does that look like for Maria?
So I think since it's been kind of quiet / forced to be quiet, as like at the taste and just around in general, Maria probably snuck off to her apartment to grab like her things, and attempted to be sneaky about it. Like if people were there and watching, she wouldn't have gone in. But like if she could get there at a time when no one was there, like she would go in, grab like,
Well, you probably stay at a decently nice apartment, actually, right? Or like
a decent one, yeah.
For LA, all things considered, maybe even nicer
yeah.
than other residents for reasons we might get into later.
Yes.
Now that would mean most likely, almost certainly, like a doorman at the lobby, and with you missing,
great.
What is the this isn't supposed to be an insurmountable obstacle or anything. Just how are you going to get into your apartment to grab your things and get out without the doorman noticing?
Is there a back door?
That would defeat the purpose of a doorman. There are probably additional like utility entrances, etc., that you wouldn't have the keys to as like a resident. But there certainly exist.
I think. Okay, so paint the picture. Is there anyone else? Like, so it's like midnight, 1 o'clock or whatever. Right. Is there anyone else besides this doorman here?
No, because it is a nice lobby, so they're not letting, like, the doorman isn't letting bums sleep on benches or whatever. Like, he's got his thing where he's probably watching the game most of the time, but like, you know, he has to buzz visitors and pizzas in and stuff.
Is it like a sign in sort of? Because I'm imagining like those old apartment buildings where you have to like sign in to see whether you've gone in up to your building or something.
Oh, I don't think a resident would have to.
No, you never do that sort of thing. It's always just like to make sure that not just anybody can walk in. This guy's here, and like a resident would have to call down and say, "I'm ordering a pizza," to let the pizza guy up or whatever, and that sort of stuff.
Got it.
When you're a resident, the problem is that you're missing. So like, or you've been missing, and you don't want.
Oh, so the doorman's probably been told, "Hey, if you see this person, call somebody."
That's probably part of it, and also like you don't. Not only that, but like you don't want people asking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically, someone's probably told him that, and if they haven't, then it would also be something that they would eventually do. You know, like, and then he'd be like, "Well, yeah, but then she came in, and I've got like, and we could check the footage, and then they see you and then they start asking questions. And
So I think I am just going to we see Maria like get out of a cab, walk up, and then like kind of just like through the glass of the door, see the doorman sitting in the thing, and then like shit, and then like turn, walk around. And I'm gonna find one of the like a utility door or something. And she's gonna walk. She walks up to it, sighs, and then I'm gonna pump some blood to up my strength, and I'm just gonna like just open the door.
all right, let's see here. What is your current strength?
It's at 2 right now.
You can pump it to 4 for 2 blood, which you have. All right, that will require a roll.
Okay.
4 blood or 4 strength is not enough to automatically get through a locked utility door. Probably like a wood door would be totally fine at 4 strength. Just to keep everybody on the same page. So what we're going to need is a strength roll. And it's going to be probably like I could ask for I'd probably ask for something you have if you had anything, but you don't have larceny, brawl, or like these are things that I could potentially.
Is the door made out of flesh?
No.
Can you pump a quick mechanics question? Can you pump something from 0 to like 1 or 2 or whatever?
Not talents, just physical stuff.
Physical attributes can be pumped.
Yeah.
So
this isn't Bloodlines.
You know what is made out of flesh? You know what is made out of flesh?
The doorman, of course.
Yes. Also, you are.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I don't. What?
Push yourself through the keyhole.
No. You could just. Okay. Look, I'm not. You can roll strength plus brawl, which you don't have, to break this door down, which is 4 dice. That's fine. I mean, you could also remake your face.
But what if I fail? I don't want to. I guess.
No,
mechanically,
yeah, I mean,
well, like
just What if you fail? That's
well. I guess I don't know.
That's
like
danger.
So do I have to? I would do it, change my face, and roll to do that. Would I have to roll to change it back, or is that just kind of like I can snap back if I want to?
Well, we can if you have if you change your face into something else, that's easy enough. Getting it back to correct is difficult, which maybe not so much fail, but might be time consuming. You might have a picture and be trying for a really long time, and then you might also feel, I still don't feel like I've got the nose right.
Got it. Okay.
It's a dangerous proposition, but Tzimisce end up doing a whole bunch of weird shit to their own bodies. So,
well, actually, my personal thing is pretty good, because when I do it to other people, I have to use brawl and stuff. But for stuff on just me, it's intelligence and medicine, and I have 7 total dots in that, so that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it is what you stat.
I think that brawl stat is specifically for when you do it on someone who's unwilling.
Right. Yeah, because you have to succeed at.
Yeah, I have to get them and then.
So if you did it on someone who's willing, I'm pretty sure it's just whatever the basic stats are.
Yeah.
Well, no, intelligence plus medicine.
That's what I meant by basic stats. But,
right.
I actually kind of like that plan better than trying to bust this door down. So, okay, so the scene, so the scene goes like that. Maria goes shit, and then walks around to the door and it kind of looking at it and tries it a few times, and then looks around for something to try and Jimmy in there and try to break the lock or something.
Jimina's in there. Come on, that was good. That was good. That was.
And then I think she
yell at
walks
us when
over
he
to
does it,
a
so-
I'm gonna yell at you every time.
and then she walks over to like a puddle, and like kind of like kneels down and like stares at her back at her reflection, and like looks at that for a good while, and then like, okay, let's do this. And then she puts her hands up to her face and just starts messing with it. To I just a different woman's face now is on her face.
Is it one of those things where you can remember your own face inherently, or is it gone
Nope,
forever?
it's gonna be a roll.
Oh shit! Good luck, Maria.
Well, first of all, then let's roll intelligence medicine to make sure that you don't have like a weird, like he doesn't go like, oh my god, are you in trouble because you've got like a festering.
Your nose is on the side of your face. Oh my goodness.
Right. I mean.
Oh no, how did I forget that?
Right. This is basically a roll to be what's the word I'm looking for?
Thorough?
No. Ambiguous? Like not too standoutish. Like a Maria Everyman, but every woman.
I accidentally made myself look like Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh my god, it's Catherine Zeta-Jones. Shit.
She dips beneath laser.
All right.
If
Intelligence
you
and
fail,
medicine.
you look like Nicolas Cage.
All right, I'll pump a blood because I have to pump a blood to activate it. And then intelligence and medicine. Difficulty 6.
Yep. Nothing fancy here.
What'd I get?
2 successes.
2 successes. Oh, geez, I got 2 1s. Fuck.
Ooh, yeah. I mean,
I hate 1s. God damn.
yeah. That is the danger in rolling with roll 20. Demon eye at roll 20. But yeah, 2 successes. You succeed. You no longer look like Maria. I think you take a moment and like maybe hide your dyed bang as well.
Yeah. She like does
what-
that and then like
Ties up your hair or something.
yeah, tie it up, kind of like do some to hide, like kind of shove it under some other hair and just tie it up, like and to tie it like her hair is usually up, but she like ties it in a different way now. It's like off to the side or something.
Yeah, you well, you usually leave the bang, right? So you're gonna tie the bang back and make sure that is like hidden, or maybe hide it under other hair, let your hair down.
Yeah.
The point is that you succeed at the task of becoming Maria Everywoman. And you have the keys, so like the doorman's job is not to know everybody by
right
face.
Yeah, if you just key in, you're like, oh, you're fine. Yeah.
Like, you know, he briefly looks up from baseball and like gives you a curt nod.
Yeah, she just gives like a hey, I'm just a person wave, and
yeah.
Well, hang on. I think we need to pay more attention to I'm just a person wave. What the fuck does that look like?
It's finger guns.
Okay, sort of look like just a person.
Okay.
Like, you
I
wave.
wasn't sure until you waved.
You wave and then you stop and say, I am a meat human like you.
Wait, is this one of those pick every picture that has a picture of a sign in it so that we know that you're not a bot sort of thing?
The doorman is like a human captcha.
I have to do a capture to get in. Oh man, that sounds awesome for like a cyberpunk game. You do a capture to do things. Oh shit.
No, that sounds terrible. I can't imagine how that would work.
I'm running it down.
And then like cyborgs and androids can't do the captcha.
Right, yeah, they're not allowed to, they can't for some reason.
Get out of here, you damn robot.
Well, the trick is in how fast they process it.
Anyway, so you can make it to your apartment and get the things that you so all right, let's just be real brief. I don't think that was the meat of the situation.
No, yeah, like clothes, just like personal effects mostly, and then most notably, I want to grab my medical books.
Oh yeah, you probably have tons from like university, graduate school, like all of those big hefty textbooks, etc.
Yeah. Probably not all of them. I probably can't carry like all of them in this one trip. But
well, it depends on like you are physically capable of carrying everything because you're a vampire.
I guess
so
that's true.
If you like, you just might look a little odd walking out with like 4 bags or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's like about the only drawback I could see to the situation.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna grab. So yeah, I just like grab whatever like duffel bags or backpacks I have. I'm gonna load it with clothes, like just personal stuff, and then yeah, like probably like 2 duffel bags full of like textbooks. And then I'm going to I'll heft them all on my person. Do I how much blood or how much strength do I need to carry all of it, you think?
Just spend another blood. That's not that big of a deal. Like it's not like a burst of powerful strength. It's like I just kind of need a little bit more endurance here. So
got it.
And it lasts for a scene.
Mhm.
So in combat that's very brief, but like logging some books over back to the taxi or whatever.
Sure.
That big of a deal.
Yeah, and then I head downstairs, just don't even look at the doorman, just walk out like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just grabbing some things and
like a ton of things.
Like a ton of things, just
like
just
an actual
stuff.
literal
Look,
ton
you're
of
going on a fucking trip overseas. You need 4 bags worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just
Done.
Yeah, I'm just taking my
Or the
library
doorman
with
can
me.
mind his own goddamn business.
yeah, maybe the doorman should just mind his own fucking business.
Yo, that looks like you're carrying a lot of books. I'm gonna check you real quick.
Shut the
Can't
fuck
even
up.
afford to live here, doorman.
I already passed your caption.
Can you come
Shut
out
the
here for a
fuck up.
second and then look at the wall while I inconspicuously walk really close to you?
I didn't get that. Anyway, you have successfully acquired your most important things. Was there anything deeply personal that you grabbed?
Probably like pictures and stuff. Like Maria was actually fairly close to her family, so she probably had like a lot of pictures and things.
So
and then
it's
probably
not-
something there was it's like stuffed down in with her clothes, like hidden away, but there was also a stuffed rabbit that her grandmother gave her before she died, and
God,
she like kept it.
I can't even
Uh,
imagine what the police report for your disappearance would be. Went missing like 5 days ago. Police checked her domicile, nothing of note. Came back a few days later. Most of her belongings were missing. Like,
Most of her stuff was gone.
but I can't
Okay,
even
well,
imagine what that would look like.
let's roll it back a second, because it's when you're grabbing personal effects that you notice that someone has been here since you have been in here.
They let them in my apartment?
No. I mean, there is no police tape. And like it's been very like carefully not messed with. But you recognize a couple of things out of place, especially some family portraits and pictures which have been moved but haven't been taken. And a picture of you that you had has been taken out of the frame
Like taken out of the frame and like
and is gone.
oh, they
it's-
just took it.
Yeah.
Oh, because they needed this is what she last looked like picture.
Well,
probably.
no, because there isn't any sign of police here.
Well, like I would
Could have
I
been a
guess-
family member.
yeah. I would assume that the family would do because
Either
would
that
take the
or a
picture and then-
bounty hunter.
bounty hunters too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like
Right,
Dog
so
the
that-
Bounty Hunter. You know
Like
that
Dog
guy?
the Bounty. Is Dog the Bounty Hunter gonna chase me?
It's Will Smith,
I
actually.
could be on TV.
I mean, during the early '90s, Dog the Bounty Hunter is dealing with a crippling cocaine addiction, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So in the early 80s, he's perfectly good, right? I mean, that works.
So that's pretty weird. Huh. I don't have like forensics vision, but like
It's not. There's everything else is fine.
yeah. So I like note. Yeah, she's like picking the picture, then like points like, man, this was over there. That's weird. And then just, yeah, keeps grabbing stuff and then sees the empty picture frame and like, okay. And then just keeps grabbing things. I think I would like to think that there's more than one of me there with like family or something like that, because I want to have at least a picture to look at so I can make myself look like me again.
Yeah.
Weird. They took the picture of you on the bedside table, but they left a giant oil painting of yourself. Weird.
Yeah, the one
Weird.
the one that ages instead of you. That
Oh,
you
of course.
behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Good.
That's all I ever think about when I think of like self-portraiture. It's like,
Yeah. So yeah, noting the weirdness that like my pictures have been moved around and one of them was just taken and not put back or anything. Noting that, and I will head out. So then I'll just get another cab, put a bunch of bags in the back, and then have them take me back to the Taste to like leave my stuff there. And then once I get there, I think I'm gonna find a bathroom and like go into it and like put the picture, like go to the mirror, put a picture there, and then just stare at the picture, stare at the mirror, and make myself me again.
all right, so this is much more difficult.
Okay.
Roll intelligence medicine, and we're gonna go with difficulty 7 here.
Okay.
And failure, like degree of failure, will determine sort of outcome here.
I can't do mental stuff, can I? With
No.
blood?
You
Okay.
literally can only do physical.
Only physical. Got it. Okay, here we go. Do I get anything because I have a picture to reference?
Yes, but it's having already occurred. Otherwise, you'd be dealing with difficulty 8
Okay. I see.
to try and like feel out your
Tuesday
way
justice.
on your own fucking
Nice.
face.
Whew.
You know, you could almost get a specialization in returning to your own form. Like
That would be very helpful, actually.
So you get back, you look like yourself, you look at the picture, you look like yourself, you're really confident about it, but there's just that like niggling thought at the back of your head that like, is that right? Is my nose on right?
Mhm.
Is that exactly how my lip was before I did this? Like,
Oh
the
yeah,
pic-
there's probably like a 5-minute thing of just like just moving the lips, staring at the picture, moving the lips
confident-
back, and like it's just
you're confident that neither you nor someone else would like look at you and be like, that's not Maria or anything. Like, you're confident that you recognize you and other people would recognize you. You just like, despite succeeding, you're not certain. Like, you
Mhm.
just have this thought. It's like, I can't,
yeah.
like, I just have a picture of me. I don't.
Right. Like
I
I'm going to
can't-
constantly be, if I ever like just for like a few days, like whenever I see myself in a reflection, I'm be like staring at like my lip and being like, it's another centimeter up. I know it. I know it is. But
So
no, it can't be.
I love this idea of like, you know how when you cheat for the first time in a game, and you're just like, I mean, I could just give myself all that money again. Like, you're just like, I could just take a couple years off here. I mean, no one will notice, right? And then like you do it again, and then like
Yeah.
eventually you become like a 14-year-old girl because you keep changing your face so much. Like,
No,
Totally.
Maria has taken the first slippery step down a rabbit hole that
Yep.
some Zamisi never come back from.
Uh-huh.
Plastic surgery, probably worse than tattoos for addiction.
Crap, how did I make myself
yes,
look like Will
the
Smith?
tattoo, the tattoo addiction is a real thing. I
Yep.
struggle with it all the fucking time.
Oh yeah. Anytime somebody I know gets one tattoo, I'm like,
I could get
there
another
goes
one.
their money.
It's you're going to end up very, very you're this whole show is going to turn into Repo the Genetic Opera.
Of course. I'm just like in a room singing about perfection, and I'm like just tearing my face off and putting another face on.
And just like just shooting yourself up with the surgery drug.
This
That
one-
was such a fucking weird movie. Oh,
Too fat, too
anyway.
skinny.
Oh, Dr. Steinman, Bioshock, back before Ken Levine started sucking at writing.
Wow.
That's right. Shots fired.
Yeah, so I spend a while doing that, and then I like finally I'm like, okay, I know something's still off, but I can't sit here all night. It's enough. I look like me. And
Right.
I probably even walk out and like go to Alexa and be like, do I look okay?
Yeah, you look fine, sweetie. What's wrong? Are you going out
Nothing.
on a date?
I just having enough.
By the
night,
way,
you
what
know.
happened to that woman that just came in here?
No, I
I
assume you
ate
used
her.
a different bathroom, other than coming in as another woman.
No, yeah. I like
Yeah.
went to like a Denny's and like just dropped
Yeah.
all my shit on the floor.
God damn it!
And then
How many episodes before we're Mrs. Doubtfiring this fucking thing? Where like you're at a meeting with two different
me
people.
and somebody else are supposed to be the same meeting, and like, oh no, how are we gonna do it?
But then you have the face-
I have an idea.
You sit down with the face of someone else at the other meeting, and you're just like, "Oh man, fucking woo!" Swig of
I
whiskey.
think that Denny's bathroom surgery is probably the name of the episode. Like, pretty much no matter what happens at this point.
Denny's bathroom surgery, perfect.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I make sure like I get like the opinion of Alexa, and they're like, oh, okay, great. Just having an off night, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you feel better, sweetie.
Thank you. Well,
Go out and get some fresh night air.
mhm.
I mean, I know we don't breathe, but
I no, it's the spirit of it.
right. Yeah. Well, it's liberating to be outside of a building.
Mhm. All right, thanks. I'll be out. Have a good night.
Good night.
And then I'll head out and like I brought a bag with like a couple books with me.
Sure.
And then I'm going to find a cab and head to the was it the Olympic Community Hospital? Something Community Hospital?
It's on Olympic Boulevard.
It was something Community Hospital.
It is a community hospital. I think I maybe named it the Olympic Community Hospital. I don't remember. Because that was like the least consequential thing about it.
Yeah. It's the hospital. It's near our new turf,
I
basically.
thought it was
It is
like
on-
Saint Maria's or something like that.
No. It definitely wasn't Saint Maria's.
That was the shitty hospital. I thought.
Is it?
is that
She
what
is
it-
going to the shitty hospital.
It is a shitty hospital.
There aren't.
But
two.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was St. Maria's where they went to
Yeah,
find the blood.
I'm pretty sure it was Saint Maria's.
Yeah. Because I told you were racist for calling it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I remember that too.
No, I named some. No,
Oh,
that
well.
was it. That was no.
Was it Saint Augustine's? It was Saint something. I know it was.
I'm pretty sure it was St. Maria.
I think I remembered us having the conversation about the racist naming convention, but I think that was like a church or something, wasn't it? Like an actual.
Nope.
No,
forgot.
that was a hospital.
It's a hospital.
Look, we're gonna move past the name
Yeah.
of the hospital right now. It's the community hospital on Olympic Boulevard, and we can use
Yes.
the YouTube record to go see what this place was named if we really care that much.
So I go inside the familiar, like we see the familiar, like it's probably still like super busy waiting room and people and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
mhm. I guess
stab
well,
wounds.
yeah.
ODs.
Now that I know where the Bloodatorium is,
The Bloodatorium.
I'm just going to head that way with like walking purposefully.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna walk purposefully there. Okay.
Yeah. So like oh, that person's walking purposefully. They belong here.
Yeah. Well, under other circumstances, I might turn that into a role, but they are far too overworked to.
Uh-huh.
Did you do
But-
the "Hi, I'm a regular person" wave though?
No, that would call probably too much attention.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
As long as you look like you belong there, it doesn't fucking matter.
Mhm.
You walk with purpose, right?
Look, I'm just saying.
Oh wait, I'm wearing like the badge for the badge that we stole. So like I have a badge. As long as I don't too closely at it, I'm okay.
Right. Sure. Okay.
So like, oh, what's she? Oh, she has a badge and she's walking with a purpose. She's fine.
Right. Fine. That's fine. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That is definitely more substantive. So yeah, you're walking to the Bloodatorium.
Uh-huh.
For those of you who weren't here last time, that's just what
We're calling that the blood bank of this hospital.
yeah, it's a joke. It's comedy. Ha. So and also because in order to save space, and you need to refrigerate blood and bodies, the morgue is also here, which
Yeah.
is what happened last time, which was there was a mortician.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I get to like that door we came across last time. I'm going to try the pass and see if it works.
Roll me a 1d10.
Okay. Rolling 1d10. Engage.
It does work.
Haha.
So now you're in the blood bank, which is empty of people
Sure,
and
sure.
entities.
So then I like look around. I like, I'm here, and then she walks over to the where the blood is stored. And well, no, I can't. I need to refrigerate it. Never mind. I forgot. I need to keep it cold. I don't have a cooler, so I can't steal
Crack
blood.
a cold one with the boys.
Crack open a boy with the cold ones.
Wow. Wow. That is actually right. That right there is the name of the episode. So.
The only
was
reason that
good,
shouldn't
though.
be the name of the episode, though, is because I've already told that joke in this show.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard it before. So.
Oh man. So I can't steal blood. So then I just walk to the door to the morgue, and I'm gonna like.
All right. I need you to roll me a 1d10.
Rolling 1d10. Engage. 6.
All right. The door opens up, and it is a quizzical-looking man. He's older than the previous night shift mortician that you encountered. He has that sort of. There's an older CSI guy on like CSI or whatever. Like he's got like the bow tie look going on. He's sort of like this guy. He
The bug dude?
maybe? I don't know. I don't watch the show. I'm just saying like this guy is sort of like I'm the older doctor sort of character who wears sweater vests and
He looks
bow
like
tie.
Bill Nye. Just say he looks like Bill Nye. Let's move on.
No, he doesn't look like Bill Nye because Bill Nye is very like tall and lanky, and this man is not tall and lanky. He is very.
Is it Dr. Kelso?
I think so.
Dr. Kelso's also tall and lanky, but not lanky. He's just tall.
What? No, Kelso's short and old.
Is
No, yeah. It's okay. So you know how Kelso actually sort of looks put together in Scrubs, like
Yeah.
his hair is well combed and stuff.
Sure.
Imagine Dr. Kelso disheveled, old, and broken, not well put together,
Ah.
but also with a sort of bow tie and sweater vest vibe as opposed to a tie. And then there we go. That works.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Sort of Dr. Kelso after he's been drinking and he's got 5 o'clock shadow, but he doesn't actually really like get that much beard hair, and
Got
also
it.
he's probably balding a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
We're spending a lot of time on this character's description, and for all I know, you're gonna just like snap his neck right now, and we'll never see him.
So
This
I
is taking too long.
So he opens the door. I give him like a warm smile, which is funny because I'm not warm at all. And and like hi, my name's Maria. What was the name on the badge?
My name's Maria. Actually, it's
stole-
Steven.
Well, it's a thing.
Because you stole the mortician's badge, right?
Yes, yeah. What's the name on the? What I just.
What the fuck did I name that mortician?
We never named her. It was like
Oh.
we made it a thing because like, oh, we stole her badge. We'll know her name in the future.
Got it. Then I shall name her now.
Good.
Her name.
Is
Hold on.
Vam.
No, the stars are speaking to me. Hold on a second. Her name is this usually I just vomit these out.
Are
for
you
some-
just scrying right now? You rolling some like fucking tea leaves and like
Wait,
He's
let me
gonna
find our
throw
Ouija
the
board.
bones in a minute.
bone
No,
dice?
for some reason I'm just usually I can just vomit out stupid names, but I'm experiencing total name blockage. One moment. Her name is Talia.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
It's a good stripper name.
It's like, hi, I'm a friend of Talia's. She gave me her pass.
She gave you her
She's-
pass.
Yeah, we're
Well,
friends.
She's not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to just come in here.
I like look around like, is anyone really gonna care?
Yes. Darn.
Really?
Yes. Some of these bodies are under active police investigation, and etc. You could be here to tamper with evidence or steal blood.
Please, I'm not a vampire.
Why would anyone steal blood?
I don't know. You could be one of those crazy kids who needs it for your dumb raves. I don't. You look,
Trust me,
gonna
I'm not
call-
going to any raves. Flashback to a few nights ago when we went to several raves.
I'm very sorry that you're a friend of Talia's, but I'm going to have to call security and have that badge revoked. And he's sort of walking over to the phone.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look, she gave me this because okay, so I want to be a mortician, but I can't afford to go to school. And she said it'd be okay if I came and kind of check some stuff out really late at night. And
She didn't clear any of this with me. You know, she
Well, she
works the
didn't-
night shift. She could have brought you in if that's what she wanted to do, but actually she couldn't have because that would have been against the rules too.
she figured this would be better. She didn't know if.
But she didn't tell me.
Well,
why
she
would-
didn't.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, she just didn't want to bring it up to you. Maybe she thought you would be on break or something. I don't know. Look, okay, so I can't get into school, but it's not really a thing about money. So what if I leave you some money and you let me into the morgue when you're here?
Right. So we're going to have another NPC rolls conscience at the standard NPC level of conscious to see if whether or not they're a total shitbag or not. And so far, every NPC has rolled 2 successes on 3 dice. So they're not shitty people. Let's find out if this guy is a shitty people.
Shitty people.
Son of a...
What is... Look, man, doctors come from a different breed, and so do detectives, apparently, as far as I'm aware.
Like, even at 1 success, he'd be like, I'm not going to accept the bribe. Please just leave. But at 2 successes, he's like, okay, this really doesn't... I understand this is all very sad. I don't understand the bribe. Like, the whole time he's saying this, he's moving to the, phone.
I'm also
like,
happily
slowly.
married, and
Please don't
my
solicit
doctor's...
me for
Don't try to
sexual-
seduce me.
don't.
And then he's like
sexual-
inching towards the phone and just like blabbering, and I'm just like, "Are you kidding me?" And I just lean forward. I just bite him.
Okay. Yep. He's. Are you gonna take any blood?
I'll take
spent
2.
Yeah. Okay. He's out. He
I'll
won't.
take 2 old
remember.
man blood.
How much?
won't-
How much nicotine do you get?
None. Doctors are shockingly infrequent smokers.
But they offer cigarettes so much in the 1980s.
No, it was way
I know.
further
I'm
back.
making a joke, Ricketts. It's fine.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so
you probably
what
get
I
like
do.
some what is it, Percocet or whatever. Like,
He's high on like medication, like or something. Like
a bad idea. Okay, so Maria's she like bites him, takes a couple blood, and then leans back, like rubs her thumb across the bites, and then just kind of like leans him against the wall to like
no,
rest.
He's just napping.
Yeah.
He's just napping standing up against the wall.
And then she's just like, fuck. And she starts like snapping her finger a bunch. And then she like moves into the morgue, shuts the door behind her. She'll keep the badge because you never know when that'll be useful.
Right.
And then
2 badges.
and then I'm gonna look around.
Wait, you're keeping his badge? Is that what you're saying?
Why not? I'm taking both badges.
Okay.
Both badges now. Put those in my pockets. Okay, so I look around. I'm gonna examine some toe tags
Sure.
to see if there's like a John or Jane Doe or whatever.
Like unknown person?
Yeah, like an unknown dead person.
Roll me a 1d10. Yeah, there can be an unknown, currently unknown individual,
Okay.
probably in the morgue to be identified with like dental records or whatever.
Got it. So are there any carts in the room?
Well, yeah, the bodies are all transported on like.
I mean, like a cart that you would put like a laundry cart or something,
Well, there isn't a laundry cart.
or like something that I could take this body that wouldn't look like a body on a steel table with a sheet over it.
I'm gonna jump forward in time here a little bit.
Okay.
Not narratively. I mean, as the GM asking you questions. You're gonna steal a body.
Yeah.
What are you gonna like? And you want to mess with it.
Yeah.
You don't have a large refrigerated room anywhere.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just one night of practice is okay by me. I'll figure something else out.
All right. So you're just gonna go crazy in,
Just gonna go crazy on this body
like you
Yeah.
know, in a basement somewhere.
in a
and
basement somewhere
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In that
for
case,
science.
sure. Right.
Whatever helps you get there, man.
So they're.
Well, I guess I don't even. So the door that they bring bodies in, I walk out. Like, is there, like,
You can find something. It's not. That's not going to be an issue.
okay.
I was much more concerned with your long-term plan here.
Oh no. That's fine.
I assume you're going to cube this body to fit it into the cart that isn't for people, or you're going to.
Well, I'd like to leave it. Could I bend it but not cube it?
Snap the spines.
Well, I want to like bend it so like I could like unfold it. Like, you know, you got a pretzel and you fold up the
Ah.
pretzel and then you undo the pretzel and it's just a long pretzel.
I
'Cause
don't know.
I want to have the body intact when I mess with it. Because I don't want to have like, oh, now I have a meat cube. I'm gonna do meat cube stuff. I want to have like the body so I can be like, okay, this is what happens when I mess with the arm. Oh, I broke his arm. Huh, that's weird.
I see what you're saying. It is going to be
I could like roll him up. Like a
not.
calzone.
Yeah, but you can't do bones yet, right? Or
I
you
can.
Oh, you can do bones. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm sort of like, there are things. Obviously, you can fold him and roll him and do all those things because you have.
Have you ever seen Transformers?
My question here is, like, if your goal is to have a body intact so you understand it, then I don't like rolling or bending him or twisting him or folding him is no different than making him a cube insofar as like you're gonna have to undo the thing you do anyway to get him back to human shape to experiment on him. So
But like,
for me there's two states here.
okay.
The state is I'm trying to take this body out having done nothing to it, or I'm having to take this body out having done vicissitude to it to make it more transportable.
Okay.
And if you're doing the second one, he's not a perfectly intact body. If you're doing the first one, it's going to be very, very difficult to get him out, sneak him out. So like the actual whatever you do to it is not strictly relevant. Like he's either going to be in some way transformed or not at all. And which one are you going for?
Okay. Let's not change Morphin.
Okay, so you're not going to touch him at all
No.
with vicissitude. You will obviously touch him
Right.
because you will have to.
Right.
So now you're trying to get him. You're trying to smuggle. Essentially, what you are now trying to do is smuggle a body out of a hospital.
Right.
With no addendums to that statement.
Right. Ideally through this like door that they bring in bodies. Like I assume there's like a big door for like ambulances or something. I don't know how you get
Right,
bodies
but there's
to a
a bunch
hospital.
of ambulances like circling through the emergency constantly. There's plenty of ways to get out of this hospital that aren't the front entrance way.
Uh-huh. Right.
yeah.
Like ideally, this leads out like to an alley. I can look, nobody's there, and then I just with my body.
This will be a Dex subterfuge roll.
Okay. I have those things.
Yeah. Because this is less about going completely unseen and more about
It's the second subterfuge, right?
They're both
the same.
subterfuges are the same, so it
Yeah.
actually doesn't matter which one you choose.
Okay. Could I use Auspex to watch for people better?
Well, again, this is not.
But being more aware of things is it makes you a better sneaker.
Right, but I'm not. Well, so at least in my mind, you're not trying to go unseen. You're trying to go unscrutinized. Because like getting out unseen is probably impossible with so much stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So while Auspex would help you, like someone's around the corner, so I won't go around the corner at all, and then I'll hide in this cardboard box. Like you're wheeling a body out in a cart. So the real goal is to be, inconspicuous, like the first time that you came, like when you walked in.
Okay.
So I don't think Auspex helps with that. Is the point?
Got it. Okay. So I'm gonna spend my first. I'm gonna spend my first willpower.
Right. What does spending a willpower do in this system, Tux?
I get to just succeed.
What?
Right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I thought that's what it was.
No. That's not what it is.
I thought that was a willpower.
Look, I was setting you up to be informative to the player. I didn't think you were gonna go and do me like that.
I thought that's how it worked.
No, you don't just get to succeed.
Spending willpower. A player may spend one of her character's willpower points to get an automatic success on a single action.
And a success. This is a dice pool system where you build successes.
Yeah, so you would be at 0 successes.
You don't succeed. You can spend a willpower to go from botch to just failure.
Okay. I'll do that.
All right.
Good choice.
You've done it the wrong way around. Your willpower though.
The what?
You're like the dots are how many.
The X's?
The X's are how many you've spent.
Okay.
So you should actually only have one X period.
No, I haven't. I've only spent one.
I know. The X's track spent, not. It's reverse of blood pool, which is I guess confusing. You can do it the other way if you want. I guess.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
I was using the X's to mark my maximum. But,
I was too.
Yeah. Well, that is.
That's fine. That's fine. What? I failed. What happened?
You have dots in things, so dots are what mark your maximum, not the boxes are how you track expenditures.
Okay.
So I turned this into a regular failure.
Right, a regular failure as opposed to a colossal botch. It's a lot more clear to me what a botch would look like. So give me a moment to think what a regular failure looks like in this scenario. I guess a regular failure is a regular failure can still become what the scenario in the botch was, which was not only are you spotted, but they find the body and out the whole scenario. So a regular failure will just be, where are you going with that? Like right as you are leaving through the, where the garbage is thrown out or whatever, like the utility area, the maintenance, there's a loading bay for bringing in like even medical equipment or whatever, just in the back, and you're wheeling a cart through there that is like a medical cart, not like the cart that should be taking out the garbage. and some.
I wanted a garbage cart, but I couldn't get a garbage cart.
Well, there wouldn't be one in the morgue.
Why not?
Because they don't just huck bodies into a garbage bin and then wheel
They
it out.
throw away their gloves and stuff.
Yeah, so they had a trash can, like a trash can.
I could take out the trash can.
You didn't want to fold him up. It had to be a big thing. This is like
Anyway.
taking out the drawers in a like crash
Yes.
cart or something and put a dude in it. Anyway, some guy in like rubber yellow gloves and a yellow hard hat. You know, I'm Mr. Maintenance Guy in a maintenance zone. Spies sapping my sentry. He comes around and is like, "Hey, where you going with that?
Hmm?
You can't roll medical waste out the back.
I'm sorry?
You can't roll medical waste out the back. There's no-
You're going to need to come closer.
Yeah, I'm right here practically." He's like walking over. It's like you can't.
I'm hard of hearing.
What?
I can't. What are you saying?
I'm saying you can't roll this out here. He's just
Is
shouting.
there anyone else here?
Now that he's you're shouting back and forth, like you're in the maintenance area and people are starting to like show up. Like they're like, you see people like peeking from like machines, or like maybe there's somebody driving like a cat or whatever with like a garbage bin, and they're looking is the point. Like they're not like coming up to it. It's like, you have to throw medical waste in a proper receptacle. Are you throwing out an entire crash cart?
No, I'm taking this out. Jimmy wanted it.
Who's Jimmy? What for? Out the back?
Yeah.
Why? Who's Jimmy?
Because they wanted to examine it for some. I work here, man.
Yeah, but you're clearly
I'm just doing what I'm told.
So there's no a Jimmy in maintenance told you to bring this down here?
No, the Jimmy.
The Jimmy?
You don't know Jimmy?
I don't know Jimmy. Who's Jimmy?
Wow. Are
What
you
the
new here?
No! I've been here for like 15 years.
This guy doesn't know Jimmy.
I don't know Jimmy either. All right, you're acting really suspicious. What's going on?
Look, I was told to take whatever's on this cart out there, and someone was gonna come pick it up.
Well, that sounds like a theft.
Would someone from up in the 5th floor tell me to just take this out there?
This is a 4-story building.
No, with the basement, and then fine, whatever.
So you're just fine whatevering him?
No, I'm like with the basement. It's sorry, where I come from. It's the
Okay,
5th floor with the basement.
Right, got it. Okay, sure. What are you, from the United Kingdom? You don't have an accent like that.
What? Now you're judging me by my accent?
Yeah,
Are
a
you
little
racist?
bit. I mean, look. Okay.
Look, so you come over to me. You're accusing me of stealing because
No,
I have
you
an
came
accent.
here. I was here already. You came here.
Because I'm trying to do my job, which
I-
I'm paid to do, and now you're
Your
just
job
accusing me
is
of
wheeling
stealing
crash
because I have an
carts out-
accent?
Your job is wheeling crash carts out into the alleyway.
My job is to do what they tell me to do.
And Jimmy told you to wheel a crash cart out into the alleyway.
You know what they don't pay me to do is get called a thief by some guy in the maintenance department. Just
Boom.
because I have an accent.
Look,
No.
you described a theft. You described you were going to leave it
I
out in the alley.
describe doing my job.
If your job is thievery.
Oh, well, your job is to go shove things into other things. That sounds like breaking things. I can make words up too.
You're escalating the situation, Tux. And as such, there are more people like a guy's getting off of his cat, like walking over, being like, "What's going on over here?"
Wait, a guy was
Like,
running a cat?
you know, a CAT cat.
Yeah, that's how you spell cat.
Yeah, that's how you spell cat. I don't.
I mean, like a forklift.
Oh!
I knew what
I
you
was
were
gonna
saying,
say,
but it was just
Ignore
too good
anything that
of
I'm
a-
doing. Someone's riding a cat.
Dog with his cat.
There's a cat that can fit people on it. Let's focus on that.
Look, the forklifts and like small forklifts that are just bigger than a person to drive things. There's like this
Okay,
whole brand
so
of CAT
basically what I'm
cat.
attempting to do is make him out to be the bad guy,
Right.
declaring that he's racist for calling me a thief, and basically trying to be like, just let her do her job.
You're
Come
part
on,
of the problem,
man.
Toxtradamus. You're part of the problem.
All right. So I understand what you're trying to do. This will be a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Okay.
It'll be difficulty 7.
Okay. Got it. Can I use Auspex to?
No.
Can I use my common sense merit to realize?
Your common sense merit probably would have had you like clock this guy the second you started talking and just bail.
Okay. Okay.
Take him with you, so you have 2 bodies. I mean, like,
More meat to play with.
I
so
think
much
you-
to play with.
I think she was going for that.
Oh
Right.
wow,
So this is also a botch, which is 2 in a row.
that's
job.
amazing.
This is why you don't roll dice in this game, man. Come on.
Fucking ones.
Are you going to spend another willpower, or is this a situation that you're going to accept the botch for?
No, I'll spend a willpower.
All right, so okay, but before you spend that willpower,
Okay.
I want to be clear about the scenario here. Like, you spend the willpower to make it not a botch, you've still
Mhm.
failed the lie, right? If you had gotten a success, like this other guy who's coming over would be like, "Why are you giving this girl a hard time?" And then maybe in the ensuing argument, you could just sort of
Yeah.
like he's gonna keep railing into you here now
Take it
that
in.
you have failed to lie, and this other guy is gonna be on you too. Like, we don't take crash carts in the alley. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. A botch is that like they take the crash cart, pop it open, and see what's happening. So,
Right. That's
do you see? But
bad.
that is bad. But like, failing the lie here is also you're still in a spiraling situation. So I'm wondering if you really do want to spend that willpower, because it doesn't get you out of the spiraling situation. Neither does the botch, obviously, but what are you feeling here? Like, what's your angle going to
Well,
be?
like if I like in my head, if it's just like no, you're lying now, and I can just be like, fine, I'm leaving. I'm gonna tell Jimmy that you guys didn't let me do my job. Take this, and I'll just shove the cart somewhere and leave before they're like, and just basically get out of there.
Actually, that if you want to just turn around with the crash cart and go back up and be like, I'm gonna go get Jimmy, and he's gonna go like show you the orders, right? Like they'd stay in maintenance. Like, they would probably you would just be able to leave the way you came.
Oh,
Like, they cared about you taking a crash cart out into the alleyway, going back into the hospital to go get Jimmy or whatever. They'll be like, what? Fine, whatever. Like, I have never heard of this. You absolutely should go get Jimmy.
okay. All right, I didn't see that as a potential path because okay, but so I have to spend the willpower for them to not be
Right, because they'll crack it open if you don't spend the willpower. So spend the
Yeah.
willpower, and you can disengage the situation and be back in the hospital. They're
Okay.
probably on guard in the maintenance area now, though. Like,
okay.
because he probably still thinks that there's some sort of theft happening, so he's probably like looking for you,
All right.
for you to try again.
All right. Yeah. So I spend the willpower. He just doesn't believe me.
Right. It's like, we absolutely don't do this shit. Like, you go get Jimmy. You go get him down here. He's some suit who I've never fucking heard of.
Right. Fine.
All right. Fine. Yeah. And if he comes down
Hope
here,
you like. I guess you're gonna have a lot of time to spend with your family, or if you even have one. I push the cart back up.
that the other guy who shut up's like, that's uncalled for. Like, as you leave.
Right. I'm the terrible person here.
Yes, you are. You're trying to steal a body.
Don't
Okay,
make me out to be the bad guy, Wreckage.
So I'm just gonna push the cart to a place where there's nobody looking. Sigh, and just mush it into a mash, and then put it in one of my bags, and I'm just gonna leave with it. I've accepted that I'm not going to get out of here with a full body.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Especially now that you can work bone material,
So I'll spend 2 blood to work both flesh and bone.
You can fit it in your handbag if you want. So yeah,
What?
you just
Really?
yeah. People are mostly water weight. Like people are mostly
Do you
water.
just wring it out and then you just put it in your bag?
If you like dehydrate the body while you're working with it, which you can totally do, like you can get it down to like like a pop can or whatever. Like I don't know how much you could actually compress a human. Don't quote me on that. For those of
It's
you
like
at
a
home.
hamburger in a can. You just
So like I'll fit my books in, like I assume I had like kind of like 2 backpacks or something like that.
I mean, you could like take out some big textbooks and like hold them.
Yeah. So I'll like
It's
like,
not even
one book in my couple big books in my hand, bag with like a book and a body in it, and I'll just find an exit and leave.
Yeah, no, and as confidently as you came before, you go unscrutinized. You now have a body. Right at the end, maybe we'll check in and sort of ask about like what is Maria doing with the body. Like, let's get a quick little scene description.
Sure.
Like a Frankensteinian basement with a blinking light bulb or whatever. But let's take our opportunity here at this moment to look at the Aracito fan art. No, it didn't. The link is dead.
No, take off the. It's like wait.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Because Amethyst isn't supposed to be there.
It's so good.
There we go. Yeah. Woo! Look at that.
Here, I'll put the. That's so good. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Amethyst when she's not destroying Damien.
That's super.
That's
awesome.
I
awesome.
imagine her to be a lot older, but
No, she's very young.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's a vampire.
Yeah.
okay.
She's physically very young. You don't know her real age.
That's
She could
super
be
awesome.
120 for all you know.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it, Aracito. We're so stoked.
That's amazing.
And we'll take a quick break before we go to our next vignette here. Brought to you by Cheez-Its Extra Toasty Edition.
America's gross. Can I just say that?
No, Cheez-Its are great.
I'm just a pleb. I just have normal Cheez-Its.
Yeah, I have extra toasty Cheez-Its. After years of fan requests for extra toasty Cheez-It, the wait is finally over.
Oh. Does anyone have the jalapeno Cheez-Its? Those are
Nope.
my favorites.
Oh,
just
so
originals.
good.
I hate spicy food, and so does my butthole. So we're gonna get into the next segment, the next vignette. V for vignette. Not accepting that one, Brian?
No.
Well, that's too bad because it's your turn. Braden Pace. In the same setup for Maria. You have been instructed not to do anything as a group for the next little while and to alleviate your boredom through other more personal means. And what is it that you wanted to accomplish?
I want to learn more about Rodney.
Okay. We spoke about this in chat earlier, which is you need to have a plan, not a goal.
Yes.
So what is tell me about the plan.
So the plan is I want to be hanging out in our newly acquired apartment above the nightclub. Yeah.
Sure. There's the nightclub. There's the apartment.
Yep. And I think what I want to do before he gets there, I would like to create the illusion.
Why is he getting there?
Well, because he likes me and wants
he
me to
doesn't.
like him. Yes, he does.
Who does?
Rodney.
Rodney likes
Rodney,
me.
okay.
No, Rodney is acutely aware that you don't like him, and he doesn't know why.
What gave it away?
No,
What
but
gave it
Rodney-
away?
But Rodney likes me.
Right, but I'm
Right.
saying like that he doesn't just follow you around like a puppy. Are you saying, "Hey, meet me at the apartment for dinner and steaks"? But then that doesn't
Well,
make any
no.
sense. Well, like,
no,
what are
I'm
you?
Gonna,
why
no,
would he
I'm-
show up?
He would show up because I'm gonna tell him that I want to get to know him better, and I feel like I've been treating him poorly and unfairly.
All right, so you wake up in a closet together, and you say, "I want to get to know you better. Meet
Yeah.
me at the apartment in X number of hours. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead. You don't come with me. Wait a couple hours, then come with me."
Yeah,
Just
I
want to be
make
clear
it
that that's what
nice.
happened. Okay, yeah, sure, okay, yeah. Right. Rodney's gonna ask. Well, we can just go there together.
Listen, I want to set everything up. I want it to be nice.
Wait,
I want to have a nice little evening.
like
There's,
candles?
well, yeah, but fake candles. You know, those little battery-powered ones, because you
But
know, fuck fire.
Braden, I'm flattered, but I don't swing that way.
You got a
God damn it,
tendency to
Rodney.
swing that way.
Do you want me to like you or not? This has to be on my terms. I have to feel comfortable with this.
Like, I don't know if I'm comfortable exchanging sexual favors for friendship.
Oh, God damn it, Rodney. Just come on.
On you?
Yes. Yes, that's totally what I meant. You're not making it easy for me to like you.
I'm sorry. You're not making it easy for me to go on a dinner date with you?
I just want to hang out, you and me, couple of the boys.
Like, and watch TV?
No, I want to get to know you, dipshit.
I mean, boys don't really do that usually, but okay. All right. I'll
Us
sit here.
sensitive boys do.
Okay. Okay.
Sensitive boys.
Okay. All right. I'll sit here for a couple hours and then.
No,
meet
just
with
come
you.
with me now. Don't worry about it. Just come with me now.
Oh, okay, but that's not what you said. Okay. All
I
right.
don't, yeah. Well, you acted all weird about it and got. You
It
know,
was
all
weird!
huffy.
All right.
Just-
Fine.
Just come on.
All right. On you?
I don't think you. God damn it! You can't say the same joke twice. Now, he hasn't been in our apartment yet, right?
Not to your knowledge.
All right.
I mean, actually, you haven't either. If we're gonna be going on that, like, if we're gonna say that
I
only the
haven't?
only the people who are in that scene were there, then only Maria and Damien have ever, or actually only Damien has ever been in it. Like, if what you're saying is
True.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
if we're going based off of the scene that occurred and not like, and then later you guys like checked out the place, then the only person who ever went upstairs and did stuff was Damien. So, but if on the other hand, like you're saying, oh yeah, we all went to the apartment at some point, well then he would have gone too. So
Well,
either
maybe the objective is or whatever the what's the word I'm looking for?
maybe you're like, let's both go look
I'm
at the
like,
apartment
let's go
together.
check out. Yeah. That's,
All right.
that's
Let's go
the-
fight
yeah.
over who has top bunk.
Yeah, let's go fight over bunk.
Yeah.
Sure, fine. That's a much more believable story.
Alright.
That's more fucking Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a much more believable story than you wait here for a couple hours, then come meet me at the apartment that we both don't live at to get to know me. It's much more believable to be like, let's go check out the apartment together, Rodney, and we'll talk on the way or whatever. Like, so, you guys will go. We get a cab together, or are you gonna walk? It doesn't really matter. I guess you would walk if you want to spend time talking and walking, but it sounds more like you want to get to the place before.
Yeah, let's get there because the last time I talked and walked with someone over to this area, problems happened.
Yeah, a bunch of people. Well, you were also talking like, "Hello, fellow vampire. Who are we going to vampire? Well, my fellow vampire, we're going to vampire, and then someone was like, "Hey, are you guys vampires?"
Man, that was like a fucking word for word recap of what happened. That was really good. That was really good. Did a court reporter write that down for you?
Yeah, I stenographe everything that you guys do.
It's called a Twitch stream.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys, it's a silent cab ride. And Rodney's like, so.
Yeah, just don't make it weird, all right? Just let's get to the place. Let's check it out.
So okay, all right, okay. He tries to
Over there.
like casually in the cab and like look out the window and not at you, but like.
Well, I mean, like the cab driver can hear us talking, so I'm not gonna like talk about crazy shit.
No, there's
in front of the cab
there's a
driver.
window. This is one of those window cabs. So
Well,
it's
yeah, but they can still hear you.
yeah, sure, whatever. All right.
And you not assuming they're always recording. Come on. It's World of
Mm.
Darkness.
It's all cameras and especially in Hollywood, it's all cameras and recorders and.
Oh my god, I would be so good at fucking evading taxi fares. I can't be put on camera. Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Well,
I'm amazing.
you're very good at avoiding taxi fares / breaking the masquerade at the same time. But yeah.
Take a taxi, broke the masquerade.
Well, take a dirty taxi that's filming people, and you break the masquerade. But then that guy's also like, my illegal recording of my passengers shows a man not there who's supposed to be there. What do I do in this situation? Do I like he probably leaks it to the Inquirer or whatever, and then the nth story about an invisible man shows up in the Inquirer and nobody cares. Like, but on the other hand, you punch somebody in front of a bank or whatever, and they have a recording of some dude getting punched by nothing. Yeah, it's a
That
problem.
just shows up on America's Funniest Home Videos.
This man's just getting in a fight with himself and then gets anyway. So you guys go to the Tequila Tango, which
Yo, I'm Fight Club. That's what happens when people record me fighting someone.
oh yeah,
I'm
The-
Tyler Durden. Yeah.
everyone's getting really Aracito's getting unnerved by the -1 successes on the on the cam.
Yeah, and now he's asking the worst die roller in die party history to roll well.
You've been crushing this game, dude.
Yeah, but
World
now
of Darkness
changes.
is your bitch. Come on, don't say that.
And you are not the worst die roller in die party history. I easily beat you,
Yeah,
and
you're
I
pretty
think
shitty.
somebody else is even worse than me. Was it Frank?
Oh
No.
yeah, Frank was fucking terrible.
No, Frank wasn't that bad, was he?
He died on
Yeah.
the second episode, bro. He was fucking
Yeah,
awful,
he couldn't-
okay?
He couldn't jump out of a window
Oh, that's
without
right.
dying.
Oh, that's right. That was a great roll.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
I give him like a second chance too, and he failed to jump out the window a second time, and then I was
Yes.
like, well, now the building blows up. I can't give you this much. You can't fail to jump out a window twice.
Well, but then if you recall, his dead, lifeless body that I was trying to catch
Anyway.
actually ended up
Right.
knocking me unconscious.
No, this
because
is
of my shitty roll.
Anyway,
Anyway.
right. It was a good time. Watch
Yeah.
Cinears.
By the shit.
So you get to the apartment.
Yes.
You go upstairs. You guys have like the manager has sold the place and is gone off to Mexico or whatever, run away. That whole thing is like it's still sinking in. It
Mhm.
hasn't occurred yet. Like it hasn't like processed fully. The business is still like running. But you can tell already that like they've let less people in. They're serving less product because probably someone's not restocking, right? Like they haven't yet gotten back on their feet. It's probably best that you don't just be like, we're the new tenants, and you just go upstairs and
Yeah.
and avoid the situation. You guys walk in. It's a big apartment for LA because it's the entire next story of a building. The building itself is kind of small, but for LA, it's really nice. It's
I think we did pretty good for ourselves, Rodney.
it's only got sort of one interior, like it's only got one interior quote unquote room, and that's a bathroom that has a door.
It's a warehouse apartment. I fucking love those. I
Yeah,
wish
it
I
is.
had one.
It is like it's a very open space. Like they've built like half walls and stuff to segregate the kitchen off. But like the bed's there and the couch is there and it's all like in sort of the same space. And the guy hasn't come in to do the contracting work yet because you didn't pay him a rush fee. You were like, let's just do it at your pace and we'll wait to move in, which was probably, it probably shook the least jimmies. So that's the apartment.
What do you think, Rodney? Do you think we can be comfortable here?
Well, I mean, right now we're sleeping in a closet, 5 of us, and this is definitely going to be better than that. It doesn't really have like rooms though, which is a shame.
God, would it hurt you to just say you like the place? Would it be that hard?
No, I just think it's an upgrade. It's a real upgrade.
Well, maybe we
don't-
could have done better if you weren't always running off all the time.
I've been extremely helpful, says everyone except for you.
I think they're just saying that so they don't hurt your feelings. Because I hear what they say when you're not around. Do you hear what they say when you're not around?
Yes.
Did he really say yes?
Yes, he really says yes.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? You hear what we say when you're not around?
I get the gist.
What? What do you mean you get the gist? That doesn't make any sense.
I get I hear tons of stuff that I'm not around for.
How?
I just do.
Yeah, you had a microphone on us somewhere.
No, I don't think so.
So what you're telling me? You hear us talking.
Sometimes.
Don't you find that a little strange?
I hear other people talking too.
What other people?
Alexa and her husband, and Don Salvador, and other people I haven't met yet, and like people that like I used to know, but haven't seen them in years, and people who I think are probably dead. But the conversations are like in the past. I'm just remembering conversations probably.
But how could you remember a conversation if you weren't there for it?
I probably was. Maybe I've got super vampire hearing now. It's only been a problem since I've been a vampire.
Well, but where do you go when you're not with us?
I'm usually there. I just hide real good. I wait for my moment to help without getting in trouble.
Can you? Are you saying you can like make yourself invisible?
No, I just hide real good.
Do it now.
Okay. He gets over, like, he sort of like looks around, and like he's like, you can tell that he's sort of like, he sort of feels a little like he looks back at you a couple of times. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of performance anxiety.
Do you need me to close my eyes for you to hide behind the couch? What's going on?
Usually I wait for like when nobody's looking at me because if you're just looking at me, you'll just see me walk behind the couch. I mean, I wait for the right moment, is what I'm saying. Like that's part of the skill.
How about this? How about I close my eyes? I'll count to 10.
All right.
And you go hide.
Sure. Great idea. Great. Perfect. Do that.
Is your segment just going to be playing hide and seek with Rodney?
No.
That sounds awesome. All right. So do you close your eyes and start counting to 10?
Yes.
All right. You hear some shuffling, and then like silence for like the last eight seconds.
All right. So when I look around the room, like, do I see like feet behind a couch? Like, how much furniture? Like, there shouldn't be a whole lot of places for him
You
to hide
see
in
like
here,
just
right?
like a curtain with like feet sticking up
feet.
the bottom.
All right. I want you to roll me.
We go back in time and watch through all the scenes again.
Perception
right?
alert.
And he's
This
in
has
every
been too
scene,
brief.
just
Just
hidden
never-
somewhere really stupidly, and we never noticed.
Like in the bar scene with the police, he's got a lampshade over his head and he's pretending to be a lamp. Like there wouldn't even be a lamp in the bar.
Like some police officer actually turns on the lamp and it works, you know, like oh god, that'd be awesome.
But what would be great is if it was like Futurama and that was actually true.
Yeah.
And you just go back and rewatch the show and like, wait a minute, how the fuck did we not notice that before?
See, this is why I want to do an animated series like so badly. That's my life goal. It's just got so much room to grow. Anyway. Right. So I need you to roll perception alertness.
Okay. 0 successes.
He's not fucking here. There's no
God
way.
damn it.
No, it's not even a matter of like you like aren't looking in the like there's only so many places that somebody could hide in here. It's an open floor plan, an open concept. You didn't hear the
Right.
door open. It's not a great door. Like it's not like he could have opened the door and left. He's just not fucking here.
Well, that's a pretty good trick, Rodney.
Thanks,
I-
he says right behind you.
Is he behind me?
Like right behind you.
So I turn around and he's there?
Yeah.
Wait,
Like after you say that's a great trick, he's like, thanks, and he's behind you.
were you just scooting around behind me as I was looking around the room? Is that what this is?
I moved a couple times.
Hmm.
But not like just like perfectly behind, not like Looney Tunes.
So I have a pretty let's say I have a proposition for you, Rodney.
I don't swing that way.
A proposition meaning work.
Okay.
Maybe it might help you to get into my good graces, because right now you just seem like this squirrely little fucker that hides and only helps when it's opportunistic for himself.
And the group.
Mostly yourself, because you don't put yourself in any danger.
Well, I think every vampire's first responsibility is to himself.
That's a shitty attitude to have. Because what I'm going to do is ask you to not only help me, but also help our little group of monsters that we've got going on.
Okay. Like, how? What's the deal?
So we've got this great apartment, right?
Yeah, he says, but he said like he sort of his eyes dart in the way where it's like he remembers earlier when you chastised him for criticizing the apartment. So he's like saying, yeah, it's yeah.
Right. Well, the contractor's coming in. You know, he's gonna make it all blacked out so that way we don't get burned by the sun. It's gonna be great. But one thing that this place doesn't really have is a good security system, and I want to set one up.
Like what kind? Like an alarm for
Well,
when people break in because it's LA.
Alarms, cameras. We need to know what's going on at all times.
Oh, okay. I like
getting
where your
set-
head's at.
We're getting set up. You know, we're in between these two rival gangs.
Yeah,
At least one of them already knows about us and hates our guts.
yeah.
So I think that we need to protect ourselves. We need advance warning if some shit's going down.
Oh yeah, so like cameras on the corners and on the rooftops. Vampires love
Yes.
to take rooftops. Exactly. Yeah, that's a great idea.
But not so much cameras, but like things that can detect motion and things like that.
Motion trackers. We could put them on neighboring rooftops. Who yeah, like you know,
Sure.
yeah.
Little laser trip wires, all that good stuff.
That's all very high tech, Braden.
Well, no shit. I know what I'm doing.
Okay. What? Where do I
Look.
come into all this?
Well, where you come in is, see, I don't have the money to just walk into a store and buy this stuff.
How do I?
Okay. Yeah, no, but what you are good at is going places without anybody seeing you.
You want me to steal these things? I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
Well, don't
Well,
like.
don't get all high and mighty now.
Well, don't like security companies that would have these things have robust security systems?
Well, what?
Do you think that they're
You-
gonna
you
have
were
their
able-
own
you
product
were able-
installed?
You were literally just able to hide from me in plain sight.
Well, sure, but I don't think it's all gonna be
I mean-
like like guards that
I'll
are
be there. I'll be there
padding
for
around.
backup. And
well.
I don't think
Oh,
there's gonna be a bunch of guards and shit. It's not. It's a store. It's like an electronics store. Hell, we
Yeah.
can go to a damn Radio Shack and probably buy half or steal half the shit we need. I just need to make it.
oh, so you want to buy spare parts
Yeah.
no, you want to steal spare parts. Okay,
I can make this stuff.
all right, okay. That sounds a lot more reasonable than the other version of events.
Just rob the army.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's go steal some spare parts from a Radio Shack.
All right. Is there a Radio Shack nearby? Oh, maybe we could go to Sears.
I mean, I guess there were more electronics at Sears in the 90s, but
Radio
I mean-
Shack was pretty big in the 90s.
yeah, you're gonna want to go to a Radio Shack. They actually
Yeah.
had like product and like
I'm
the-
not American.
it was a it was a shack that had radio supplies.
I
Yeah,
went to a
like
Radio
you
Shack
could-
once in my life, and I was like, "Hey, you got any like, Allen key sets?" And they're like, "No." I'm like,
I think it's because they didn't know
But,
what
like-
an Allen key is.
So not only did Radio Shack have radios, yeah. Not only do they have radios, but if you would go in the back, you could buy like circuit cards and cameras and like resistors and all sorts of circuit board components, all kinds of shit. They just had it in bins in the back, wires, everything.
We're gonna need a lot of stuff to like really do coverage, right? We're gonna probably need like a getaway car.
Well, how are you at driving? Because I'm not so great.
I don't have one point in it.
Before I was turned into a vampire, I had a 2-hour commute.
Like, so you drove.
Yeah, I can drive.
Even better. I'm liking you more already.
Yeah, I can drive. We don't have a car though.
Well, that's easily solved because I'm pretty good at stealing shit. Come with
Oh,
me.
we're gonna steal a car. Okay, I'm feeling you.
All right. So we'll go down to the alley. I'm sure there's a car down.
Yeah, that's very poorly timed that your dog is losing his mind while you're trying to tell me what you're doing. What were you doing, Brian? Brian, what were you
Trying to
doing?
steal a car.
What are you doing? I can't hear. Anyway, roll me Dex larceny to
Dex
steal a car.
larceny?
Yep.
Okay. Why can I never find larceny?
It's because it's under the middle thing. It's in like the exact center of your page, but also you don't.
Yeah, no,
can't-
I know, but I'm saying like when I
on the ability
click on
one.
the thing to, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's below firearms.
4 successes.
Fucking
Not-
shit, dude.
We
All right, so
own
now-
the car now. The
not
deed
all-
has my fucking name on it, or title has.
You,
my
you
name.
jump in, it's like,
No.
"Hello,
No.
Braden. Good to see you again."
Yeah.
No, guys, let me get it out. Like not like you're looking for a car to steal, and you find like an electrician's van.
Mm.
So like, not only have you stolen a car, you have all the tools you're gonna need in the next phase, and like
Fantastic.
half the supplies that you would need.
Oh boy, Wyatt Crimpus? I didn't even think that I'd need these.
Fantastic.
All right. What's next? Well,
All
going
right.
to a Radio Shack. It's
All
1
right,
a.m.
Roddy.
It's closed.
Drive it to the Radio Shack. Let's go.
Drive it into the Radio Shack. Let's go. That's what I heard, man. It's like,
I mean, why not, right?
just back it
Anyway.
into there, open the door.
Yeah,
just
back
take
it in and open up the back.
No. So he drives you to the nearest Radio Shack. It is 1 a.m. It is closed.
Okay. Can I survey it to see what sort of security system it may have, and if I can 90s hack it?
I don't know if you can 90s hack it, but you can definitely do an intelligence technology roll to see what type of security they may or may not have.
God, I'd love it if
Okay.
they didn't have any. They're just like, oh, fuck it. Who's going to steal cameras?
Yeah.
They're-
Nobody listens to the radio anymore.
They're stealing the camera. They're stealing the camera, so we'll just get the footage off the camera they steal.
Oh my God! No successes.
Ah, you
That's
blew
crazy.
it.
It's too bad you're like completely out of
1,
willpower.
1, 2, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah, I know.
10, 10.
What are the odds?
Out of failure, certain they have a security system. You have no idea what type it is.
Okay. Hey, Rodney.
Yeah,
Can you like disappear through things?
I can't disappear.
Can you hide through things?
No, I can't.
Is there some way that you can slip into this store unnoticed?
By a person, but if they have like a security, you should check to see if they have a security system.
God damn it, Rodney. Keep up. Keep up. I'm
right
one step
here.
ahead of you.
I'm-
I'm one step ahead of you.
Okay, what kind of security system do they have?
They have one.
What kind?
That's the I can't tell. It's dark.
Well, then we should come back in the morning.
No, I think you should just back this thing through the storefront window and we run in and grab everything that we can.
As much as we can while the alarm's probably going off. I mean,
Yep.
sure. That's
We only need a few minutes. Everything's
Okay.
in bins. We just
Sure.
grab the bins, throw them in. We've already got this van. We're good.
all right. So okay, all right. So he like moves the van. He's like, okay, here I have an idea. We're gonna save even more time. You're a vampire, so like shards of broken glass don't matter. Just open the back already and drive with you standing there, and then we'll have more. Like it'll be like
Yeah,
Anyway.
the doors will break the window. It'll be great.
right. Yeah. Okay. So he backs into the Radio Shack, and the front like big glass Radio Shack window busts open. You like knock over the stupid battery displays, and the
Mhm.
alarm starts going off.
Okay.
And
I run in.
Rodney jumps out like as soon as
Yeah.
like from the front and runs in and starts like grabbing
Like the kid in
things.
that fucking show where he has a shopping cart and he has to take all the toys that he wants and bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like supermarket sweep.
Do you
So
give
Radio
like
Shacks aren't
do you
very
give Ro-
big.
do you give Rodney like are you shouting specifics at him or is he just like grabbing random shit?
I'm like, grab everything that looks like it could go into a computer. Get wiring. Grab those bins back there. All those bins with all those little components. Grab it all. We need it. And I'm grabbing like more higher end items like cameras
Sure.
and like laser pointers
Sure.
and microphones,
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. So that way I don't break it. He's getting all the little small component type shit.
Sure.
Just. How many transistors do we need? I don't fucking know. All of them.
All right, like you maybe don't have every single thing you need, but you hear the police sirens like coming.
Right. It's time to go. Cheese it. It's the cops.
It like
I could just
Cheez-It?
admit.
I mean like cheese at Toasties?
That's right. Got to work that sponsor in somehow.
Uh
I hate what my life has become.
right, so you guys get into the van and you pull out of the Radio Shack, but like it's actually a little bit stuck, and that's a bit of a problem. And he's like, he has to shift gears a couple of times, and that's just enough that as you're pulling away from the Radio Shack, like the fucking like Blues Brothers style police car from the the 70s like Tokyo drifts around the corner, and then there's another one that Tokyo drifts around the corner, and they're both hot on your tail as you're like driving away in an electronics van. And
what happens if I use my last willpower?
What happens if you use your last willpower? This is an excellent question that will require me to very briefly cough, look at the character sheet. Page 267, which is very close.
Fuck you, Cody. God damn it.
Right. Spending willpower. Player may spend note sometimes a willpower, maybe by spending, regaining. Generally, a character's willpower may be replenished. Character's willpower's pool. Characters regain 1 willpower point. Blah 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 blah. Storyteller option. A character attains some extraordinary goals or feels that the storyteller may reward her with a fate point. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. If a character behaves in a manner that fulfills her nature, blah 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 blah. What about where empty? What when empty?
What when empty willpower?
A player may need to spend some of the willpower when no longer wishes to expend them. For some reason, the story does advise to be prudent. It's possible to give spending willpower. Wait, no, maybe it's up here. No, those are social feats. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. Ah, this system.
You'll get there, Wreckage.
It's fine. I know. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just going to go ahead and move past that question. We're going to bury that question like a dog burying a turd. And look, if you want you want to spend your last willpower point to maybe make an illusion to help you guys get away, right? Is that what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
What is your vice is sadism.
I mean, is
What
it...
is your what was your or were we doing vice and virtue or nature and demeanor? We were doing nature and demeanor, right?
Doesn't
yeah.
hang on, Wreckage, real quickly. Wasn't his whole thing to steal, like, theft? Doesn't that do anything for
Like
Ravnos?
that's what I have to do. I'm
Yeah,
stealing
it's
shit,
the other way around. He is compelled to steal, and if he doesn't, there are problems. Stealing,
Okay,
doesn't-
doesn't do anything for him? Right, okay.
right? It's just a hindrance.
Mhm,
right.
I'm pretty sure. At least it definitely is in older versions of Ravnos. Maybe I will go to Ravnos right now and see if it says that doing their thing.
I mean, it's a possibility, right?
Right.
I'll help.
No, you know what? I'm gonna save us some time since we're on air and we're also we're running a little tight tonight. At this point because both Braden's and Maria's have run a little longer than I thought. Let's just call the whole theft and getting Rodney to do stuff. Let's just call that breaking even on a willpower point. So if you spend an illusion here to get away, you'll just stay at 1.
Okay.
So like, what is this? Turn into the alley and then like make an illusion of a dumpster instead of the van, and then the cars, then the police.
I mean,
just
if
go
it's
past
in
you.
an alley, you can just make a wall, right?
I didn't think of that. What I was gonna do was make a blindingly hot, like a blindingly bright flashing light, like white, bright light.
But my
in
idea is way
front of
better,
them.
right?
No, in front of them, and they crash their cars, and that way they can't continue to look at for us.
Yeah, but of course. Well, okay, so you can do that. They may not crash their cars. That would be something that would be left up to dice. Like you can make the blinding white flash of light, but your illusions are stationary. So if they don't crash their car, they will pass it,
Right.
and they will still be intact.
And they won't stop and be like, "What the fuck was that?" They'll just continue to drive through like nothing happened.
I mean, they will definitely wonder what the fuck happened.
If that happened to me, I would probably slam on the brakes at least, at the very least.
That's definitely a possibility. They may like. I'm saying that this plan doesn't guarantee you an escape. Is all I'm saying. That there are that the dice might come up badly.
You could just go into an alleyway and make a wall where the alleyway entrance was.
Yeah, but then they're still looking for me. Like,
And
they
they
still
also
be
are like,
able
where
to-
the fuck did that vehicle go? Like,
Right.
I see.
That's even more suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, I want something else to happen that almost takes their attention off me, and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, you could always turn into an alleyway and make a copy of your car in the alleyway and then just keep going.
you could do. It's very complicated.
But then I'm messing with an illusion that a human would see, and I run the risk of them going like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
Well,
if I do,
so I mean, like it's like that
flash
that
light-
one. Have you ever seen that dash cam video of the car that supposedly drives through a chain link fence?
Yeah,
Like that actually did happen, and what happened was the chain link fence like rotated. But it looks to the cop like he somehow drove through the fence, and the cop just stops and is like, "What the fuck?" Like doing something that gets them off of your trail but makes them suspicious is not that bad of a like compromise. Because as long as they never catch you, it's not a violation of the masquerade. They just don't know what happened.
I mean, how hard would it be to say?
but
I
they
don't
would
know.
literally like walk up to a copy of the van, and then they would like touch it. And it
Or what
would
about if you
disappear.
do like an accident where it involves pedestrians, but it's just an illusion?
Like, I don't know why we're overcomplicating this. Just Looney Tunes it. Drive into an alleyway, turn into a dumpster. They keep driving, thinking that you somehow made it all the way to the other end of the alleyway. They
Yeah,
lose
that's
you.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Big dumpster.
Like when I said that, it wasn't even to give you advice. It's just I assumed immediately that that's what you would do because it.
Oh, I was trying to get them to crash their cars.
Right, because you're a sadist, so it's not enough just to get away. You have to cause them
Right.
pain. But instead, we save ourselves some time, and you Looney Tunes it. They, you like, Rodney, pull into an alleyway, and he pulls into and he swerves into an alleyway. Tokyo drifts into an alleyway, and then Tokyo drifts into you doing an illusion of a dumpster, and then the two cops Tokyo drift around the corner, and then Tokyo drift down the alleyway, thinking like, man, they must have like nitros in that van or something because they must have already peeled up, and then they hit the next street, and you can see that they slow down because they don't see you, and then so that they both go off in the two different directions of the street, and that's it. Obviously, they have absolutely no idea where you are,
Okay.
and so you guys can casually drive back to.
Back to the apartment.
Okay. Did we get everything?
I look at him and be like, "Yeah, Rodney, we got everything." And I ruffle his hair.
Now kiss.
So, yeah, like you guys drive back and you ruffle his hair, and he's like, "I want to turn on the radio," and he turns on, some Huey Lewis in the news, and you guys
Oh,
drive off.
It's hit the B square. Yeah, this is good shit, right?
Exactly. And you bond over Huey Lewis and the news. And I think that's a great place to end your vignette.
Vignette.
We can turn you installing security systems into some roles. There's an extended role system in World of Darkness. We might get involved in that over the next coming times. Tuesday.
Yes. Mine is simple, but hopefully accomplishes a lot.
Right. So they're
Yeah.
like, you go do your own thing. And then Lavin's like, I'm going to go party, right? We're just going to do a party sequence. No, I'm just
Nope.
kidding. What do you do?
So I am also heading over to the Tequila Tango, and I'm going to locate the manager on duty and pull them
Sure.
into the now unoccupied office.
Who aren't you the chick that he was going to date?
Yeah. Really long story there. Anyway, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Let's,
What's
uh,
up?
Let's have an impromptu meeting.
Okay.
Are we private? Are we in the office?
Yeah. You're in the office.
Right. So there are going to be some changes around here.
Excuse me?
Yeah, there are going to be actually a lot of changes around here.
Who? You're what?
So I'm basically the new owner, and I hold up the deed.
Okay, so there's like the moment of silence.
Yeah.
Like somebody drops a glass in the background. The chick he was gonna date is the new owner.
Yeah, so I'm actually the new owner, and I think you'll be excited about some of the changes. How long have you worked here, by the way? What's your name?
Fuck. My name is Haley.
Hey, Haley. How long have you worked here at the Tequila Tango?
I mean, this is it's been a pretty steady gig. I mean, he bumped me up to manager because I'm cute. It's only been like 2.5, 3 years.
Holy crap! It's like, look, I'm cute.
So you're
That's fine.
cute. Are you good at your job?
I'd like to think so.
Do you like your job?
I need my job.
Do you like your job?
I need my job. Who likes working? This is a very high pressure conversation.
Yeah, some
ma'am,
people do like working. You can actually call me Lavin.
Lavin, I do my job to the best of my ability, which I think I'm pretty good at, and I do it to put bread on the table, not because being the general manager of a nightclub is, this is not the best part of town. It's not like I'm moving and shaking with the West Hollywood scene like some other managers.
All that's about to change.
You can't change that this is a crummy part of town, ma'am, with all due respect.
You'll be surprised.
Got him.
Got him. So at this point, I would like to use just my first dot in presence.
Sure.
To kind of awe her.
Yep, you can do that.
I need her to be as malleable as possible right now. About to give her a lot of stuff to do.
Okay, so you're going. What is this, like an inspiring speech?
No, it's more like she's just kind of suddenly decides that like I'm kind of important and she likes me. So under awe.
Oh yeah. Well then, yeah. I
kind of want her to not be asking a ton of questions because she's just gonna like, in Lavin's mind, it's like, this is my business. I'm freaking undead, so you're a human and you just need to do my bidding. But unless I use some of my vampiric powers, she's not likely to, she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't know I'm undead.
Yeah, so she can be enamored with basically if like what you do so awe is context sensitive. So you don't just turn it on and like so what you say while awe is on sort of guides her reaction. So when I says like, is this an inspiring speech? I'm like, what are you telling her? Are like, this is my business plan while awe is on, because that will make her, like super stoked on the business plan.
So that's going to be the whole thing, is that while she's odd, I'm going to go through my points here and have like a notebook out in front of me, and I'm literally going to get her excited about the changes that are going to happen to the club.
That is 100% what will happen if you do that.
Awesome. Okay.
For the point of blood, just turn it on.
Finally, someone's doing something for this club.
Point of blood.
Hey,
I'm setting up
security system, which is actually a
really,
really good idea.
Actually, super awesome.
And is totally going to save your guys' asses. I'm not even gonna lie. At some point, if you had no security system, I would have been like, "Hey guys, you all wake up. Your apartment's on fire."
Got him.
It's still the middle of the day.
Roll new characters.
You're all dead.
Yeah, like this is
well, I'm figuring out our new menu.
I bury myself in the dirt forever.
Oh my god.
Gangrels can do that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right.
Okay, Haley. And I'm gonna push a pad and pen over to her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some tasks to do here. I think you'll be super excited. The club's about to get way cooler.
All right. Do you want me to like close tonight so we can start doing stuff? Is the club going to be closed while we make changes?
The club is not going to close tonight. It will probably close. It's Friday. Is it Friday night?
So you can do this anywhere between like Thursday and like Sunday. So because
in my
any of your
reckoning-
vignettes, it could have happened basically anywhere in the weekend, basically.
In my reckoning, this will be Friday night. So what's going to happen, Haley, is that all of this work will start on Sunday when the club would normally be closed. And
he didn't close it on Sundays, but yeah, okay, sure, we can close it on Sunday.
We can close it on Sunday. And the work will go until finished. Hopefully, it could be finished by next weekend because some of these changes are pretty minor.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, like,
okay.
What? I mean, okay, what are they?
First thing I need you to do.
Yeah.
I need you to call. I'm going to list her 3 newspapers that Lavin, happens to know, or the bigger newspapers in LA.
Okay. Just know of. Right, like you're not
right. I know of. So I'm like, these are the papers that I want, her to contact, and a couple of zines, like music zines.
Okay.
So contact these newspapers and these couple of zines.
Okay.
And I want you to tell them that Lavin will be opening a club, and this part of town, this street. Lavin will be opening a club. It is going to be an industrial club. And the new name of the club is going to be Vein, Vein.
Okay,
and,
okay. That's a good name. That's a really good name.
I'm glad you like it.
You could say it's pumping over there.
It's pumping, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's pumping.
Oof. That
so inform them that we will be focused on industrial and alternative music with some rock thrown in there.
Yeah,
we'll be featuring live acts.
I mean, do you want to write like a statement? You're so good with words. Like I could give them your exact statement.
I mean, I'm kind of amazing. But yeah, you can say that the new club will feature live music 2 nights a week and industrial and techno, dance music.
All right.
Other nights of the week. I didn't come up with like a clever tagline.
So the thing is, you're awing her, so she's like, yeah.
She's like totally.
But if you hadn't been awing her, she'd be like, this is a poor Hispanic community. They don't care about industrial and but you're awing her. She's like, yeah, this is great. This is exactly the direction that the club needs to go.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also, and I give her a list of probably about 6 or so clubs that I used to frequent. I'm going to need you to call these clubs, ask to speak to the manager or the owner, and let them know that Lavin is opening up this club, and give them all of the same information.
Okay.
And let them know that if they are overbooked on acts, to send them my way. So musical acts looking for.
Sure. No, I totally 100% bet that your competition will send you acts.
Absolutely. Of course
yeah, no,
they
definitely.
Will. I'm widely known.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to need you to contact Sign Shop. We need the sign out front to be gray, black, and crimson. I hope you're writing this down, Haley, because gray, black, and crimson are the new colors for this club. So, okay.
It was already red before, wasn't it?
It was
sort of. It was probably green and junk.
Oh, I know. The last one, the one I got smashed through, was red. Okay, sorry.
That one was red. This place is incidentally red. It's not like stylized.
Oh, gotcha.
It's incidentally red because it's sort of brick, and they're not trying too hard with any lighting or whatever. So it sort of has a red-ish, but it's more like a rust because of the bricks. So if you're gonna go crimson and like hard gray and stuff, like you're gonna have to probably cover up the brick
alterations.
Like if you're gonna go stylized, probably hang some curtains. She's actually probably suggesting that. Oh yeah, well we could save a lot of time by just hanging some curtains over the walls.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's actually a good idea. This is why I will likely keep you on, Haley. Right. So
I'm excited about likely staying on.
Likely keeping you on.
Yeah, mate, like having a possibility of staying on. That sounds great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, any areas that are brick or just not industrial looking, the big metal beams out there, perfect. That fits the whole theme. Um,
Okay.
and then I'm going to need you to actually go ahead and order that sign. And lastly,
Now, are you talking about like a neon sign or like
no,
a
I'm talking
cafe
about, and
sign?
I kind of draw this out for her. So this is a black, like a flat black sign with some kind of mottled gray on top of it, so it looks like paint was just splashed on it. It's gonna have 2 spotlights on it, and it'll say Vane in crimson across it. And so the spotlights will be shining on the word Vane, and I kind of just described her like this is exactly what it's gonna look like. So it's gonna be super cool. Okay, now lastly, I need you to, and I give her the name of a bank. I need forms to open up a business account and business savings and checking from this bank. I need you to
Okay.
go there, get me those forms, and streamline
Okay.
that whole process for me.
All right, no, sure, I can do those errands. Like, are we taking out a loan to pay for these things, or do you have a budget already?
So we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, I'm also going to need you to call a meeting and inform the rest of the staff. This is a mandatory staff meeting of the
Okay.
changeover in ownership of the club.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to need Haley, do we have an accountant or who does our accounting?
He did our accounting.
Okay. So I
that's all.
presume the books.
Yeah,
Mr.
they're all
Wolf
in
does
here.
our accounting.
Okay.
From my understanding, we're not like we're above the board. We're in the black. I don't think we
Okay.
have like a huge
And
savings.
was he writing you checks? Was he doing the payroll?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does have a this place is technically like an LLC, so like the checks come from Tequila Tango, the business, not him specifically.
Excellent.
So
All right.
but you can you can restructure those things. It's no problem. She's
Okay.
writing stuff like
So yes, please go ahead and call that mandatory meeting and let everybody know about all the changes. Now,
Sure. Is this mandatory meeting something that you're going to head up, or I'm just telling everybody?
You will be heading up the meeting.
That's
Haley.
fine. That's absolutely fine.
I
It's an
trust
excellent
you
idea.
implicitly.
Yep.
Quite suddenly.
Yep.
Um,
It has nothing to do with me being completely enthralled with you right now.
right. Yeah. No. Nothing to do with that.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
And in terms of the financials, I'm going to need you to provide me with an estimate from the sign shop, as
Sure.
well as actually, yeah, here you go. I'll need an estimate for the curtains from the
Sure.
sign shop
Yep.
and the newspapers and zines won't require money for those ads if you drop my name. If they do require it, let me know and we'll pay them.
All right. Well, sometimes they just refuse, but it's not a matter of paying. But I'll definitely get back to you with what the over under is on people saying yes. Now, do we want, do we really want to go whole ham here? Are we just buying curtains? Do we maybe want to hire an interior decorator, like go full professional here?
So I'm gonna have to ask you, Wreckage, and I can just say out of character, the idea for the club is the 3 colors that I mentioned, but it's also like, leaving beams exposed. Is there any garish like green or yellow furniture in here? Because if it's dark, if it's within that color scheme, like the bar, stool
So it's not with it.
seats and
So put back into your mind, like I said, like brick colored, like
Yeah.
all the furniture is that sort of brown leather. So it's like it's off color for your scheme, your
Sure.
goal. And it also sounds like your goal is a little more modern than this place, which is just sort of
Mhm.
almost like this place has a very, I'm not going to go so far as to say it's the bar from dusk till dawn, but it does have more
Yeah.
of that feel to it. It's like a dive a little bit, but without
Sure.
truckers. So like there's sort of 2 things here. You can like for a lot more money and for like working, especially also maybe alongside the contractors,
Mhm.
which maybe the financials are there for that. Maybe you
Yep.
haven't even looked yet.
Right.
But for more money, you can get an interior decorator and like it'll be a whole conversion, or like she's sort of the two options she's presenting here are like, do we pay for the professional to get like full conversion going, or are we just putting up some curtains and changing some light bulbs for now to get like the idea? Like, do we like, is it more important that the place that we spend as little as possible and get it open again as soon as possible, or is the most important thing like big opening night, like this is exactly what the club is going to be from now on?
So from Lavin's perspective, definitely number 2, like big opening night. This is what the club's going to be.
Right. So that's
I
more...
don't know how to achieve that within the
You
system.
should go find some rich people and use your presence on them to make them invest.
Well,
I mean that, and I am pseudo rich myself.
There's that too.
Right. You're pseudo rich, which means like you go to daddy.
I've got access to my daddy's money.
I've
had free access to my daddy's money.
Well, you're like maybe conceptually, but mechanically you have 3 dots of resources, which can't really afford to remodel a club. Okay. Now, if on the other hand, having said my daddy is rich, but also I am estranged from him, that is something you can pursue for money, because it's not like you've dotted out, I have an ally who is my dad who will help me when I need it. Sure. Instead, it's a guy who has money, and if you go for him for money, then that'd be something you could role play out and maybe succeed at. Like you could maybe then get money from him, or maybe you fail and also he's like, I'm cutting you off. Like when it's risk reward role playing game. So yeah, she basically sets all that up. It's like, yep. Okay, I can do all of that. I'll go get to that. Is there anything you're going to do in the meantime, or are you just waiting for her to come back with like everything that happens?
So I kind of need her just to come back with all the crap. There's not really much. I'm not going to get on the floor and physically.
Right. So the first thing she does, and like you can overhear it, she has the meeting. There's a lot of people asking like, are we going to be fired? Because like everybody who works here is Mexican. And the club is themed Hispanic, so they're like, this big scene change, are we gonna get fired? And Haley's like, I'm dodging that question. Next question. Because she doesn't even know if she's getting kept like at this point, but also she doesn't like care. The thing about awe is that you can't mind control somebody with it, but unlike mind control, where later on people are like, wait a minute,
why the fuck did I do that? Yeah,
why the fuck did I do that? Like, they're like, I felt like that genuinely in the moment, which means I must actually agree with that. Like later on, they believe in the emotion that they felt. Yes. First thing she does is that. Then like she like is like, hey, like the person she trusts to be second in command or whatever, you take over. I have to go run errands. And she goes and runs errands. You gather that she makes the phone calls to the zines and magazines, but doesn't yet get like answers. She goes to the bank and gets that done. It'll be the next night that you come in that she will.
Demon voice.
Yeah.
That's daddy records right there.
Look, if you're not,
I mean, that's what we're calling it from now on. Daddy records.
No.
Yep.
Look, if you're not careful, I'm gonna go out back. I'm gonna get my big voice and my belt.
Hey son, how's it going?
I'm gonna bend you over my knee, and anyway, you're gonna have a good time. Is the point? So it's the next night that she'll come back and be like, so Lavin, you have. This is not her saying this. Lavin, you have 2 dots of fame in the club scene, which is good for 2 reasons. One, 2 dots of fame is not much mechanically, but the more specific the group that you get fame in, like the bigger that some dots of fame have an impact.
Oh, sure.
So like if you did fame D&D players, right? Like that is a very, very, very niche audience. So 2 dots is like, oh, it must be me JP or whatever. Like, it'd be a bigger person than otherwise. So the club scene is focused, which is good, but 2 dots is not much, which is bad. So the result is she comes back. She's sort of baffled herself because like she's all into the thing. She's like, none of the newspapers cared. The zines were all interested in the story, and all the zines are going to post it. And then your competitor, like the other people, some of them were like, hey, fuck you. And other people were like, you know, give her my blessings, but I'm not sending her any axe. Also, one guy was like, in that part of town, what a fucking idiot. And then I think he laughed until he hung up the phone. So that's where we are on all those phone calls you had me make.
Sounds good. All right, that will do. And you have the sign company coming out? Or you have an estimate?
Yeah. So she says an amount of money, and then also says an amount of money for a interior decorator to come in and do the thing. And both of those amounts of money are more than you can manage on your own.
Okay.
Like, hopefully, maybe it's in the financials for the club.
Right.
Like, she hands you all the banking paperwork that you need to streamline the process, like you said. But at the end of the day,
yeah, can I take a peek at the financials for the club and see?
You're gonna have to make an int finance roll.
Okay.
To see if it's in the financials, which you actually have finance,
Let's see.
but you don't have a lot of int, and you don't have a lot of finance.
I don't know. I've seen Sputnik roll like fucking diamonds. So
Just do
actually,
it.
Maria would be the best person to
Just
make this
do
roll.
it.
I have 2 finance.
And 4 int,
And
which
4
is 3 dice more than.
how about?
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm pretty sure this game works in. You roll less dice, you have less ones. Like I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
It's both confusing and scary.
Yeah.
It is that, but from another perspective,
D10
So there's
systems are swingy as fuck, people.
well, there's 2 things that work here. The one thing, and we've said it before, is how Roll20 does quantum dice.
Yeah.
So you get those repeating 1s and you get those repeating 10s.
Yeah.
And repeating anythings. So when the smaller you roll for dice pools, the better. In senior years, it got to the point where we were like, we're just gonna
14
break up
dice.
our.
Yeah.
Well, like if we had 8 dice, we'd be like roll 2 groups of 4, right? Like just because you're gonna do better if you roll 2 groups of 4.
Yeah, but if you roll everything the same way in this game, it
Yeah,
kinda
but
evens out a little bit.
and it doesn't even out, but it's like it's easier for the audience. The other thing to consider is divorcing yourself from how dice are rolled and bad results. As a storyteller, and you may have noticed this already, you probably certainly have. It's like it's not just whether or not you roll successes. How many dots you have also determines the maximum that you're capable of. Like regardless of how many successes you roll. So, you know, Brian's getting lucky with 3 dice pools, and so is Lab in here occasionally in some situations where, you know, you're not trying to do a feat. You're not under pressure. There's nothing really at stake. So, you know, yes, you succeed with very small dice, but there's other things that you couldn't even attempt with a dice pool of 3. For example, if she was like, I'm going to cook the books, right? Or whatever, I'm trying to launder money or something, I'd be like, you couldn't even do that with 3 dice, even if you got successes. So, yeah. Anyway, you
Yeah, so
succeed.
I rolled. Awesome.
Your success means that you have a perfect understanding of Tequila Tango's financials, which is good because he was clearly hiding some finances from the IRS. Like you can figure it out. Like this is money that you might not necessarily have seen. It's probably intended to be sort of his personal extravagance account. That's great. It can cover one of the 2 things. The money that's in the Tequila Tango. It can cover the interior decorator or the big old sign.
Okay.
and the sign replacement, right? Like that's all
Gotcha.
a cost. So you're down one of those. Like you can't do one of those two things right now, but you absolutely can do one of them. If you want to do both, you're going to have to find some more money somewhere somehow.
Gotcha. I'll go ahead. So let's move forward with the interior decorating, and
That's going to take longer, a little bit longer. So like that's a good idea. Like
Great.
we'll hire the interior decorator right now. They'll be
Excellent.
here. They'll be here tomorrow. We can close the club. We can get to work. I heard that you're getting a contractor upstairs for something. Like they'll be here at the same time. They can probably work together a little bit. Probably save
Sounds good.
save some work. You know, if there's some beams that need to be exposed or vice versa or whatever, it'll be great. All right. So she walks away and like starts making phone calls and stuff.
So the other piece to my personal mission here is that I want to use. So I actually played in clubs, knew tons of musicians, and in the industrial like alt scene. I want to pull some strings and see if I can get a bigger name to
play the opening.
Yeah. Like Ministry, Skinny Puppy, Trent Reznor as himself, or Nine Inch Nails.
I haven't heard the band name Skinny Puppy in like 15 years. That's
I did a little research before tonight.
Oh, that's very good of you, Tuesday. In fact, there's nothing I like to hear more than I did some research in preparation for my role tonight. So I'm gonna give you an extra dice in getting say Skinny Puppy or whatever.
Can we get Beastie Boys?
Not exactly industrial.
That's not what she's going for. I don't think it could be Skinny Puppy. It looks like they were pretty
Power Man 5000.
Huge already when it came to the 90s. But you can get somebody. Somebody who's on their way up in the early mid 90s. Nice. I don't have the information personally to know who that is. Somebody who's working their way up is somebody you can actually score right now. So they're going to be big, they're going to be huge, and everybody knows it, but they're not there yet, right?
Nice.
And you can get somebody, like, that's a potential, but we're going to have to add a dice to, this is actually going to be, this is not typical. So you may just have to roll, so you can't put in a merit.
Beastie Boys show up, we gold them.
And now they're the actual Beastie Boys.
I like it.
Right, so this is definitely something that as a storyteller I can call for, but the sheet is not set up to do this because it doesn't auto-complete, right?
Gotcha.
This is actually going to be a charisma fame roll, and you can roll merit dots for things. So that's going to be a total of 6. You could also select charisma and then one of your things that's 2, like athletics, if you want to save yourself time, because it happens to be 2, so it doesn't actually.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, so if I put in charisma and then athletics second.
Yeah, it'll be the right dice pool size.
Okay, and then roll difficulty 6, correct?
Yep.
With an extra dice.
Right. Right. Yeah, add the mod of an extra dice.
Oh yeah, how do I?
Yeah, just say mod and you just put a 1 in there.
Oh. We cancel this. Okay. Pool mod. I gotcha. 1. Yoink.
There you go.
3.
Nice.
Big old success. So yeah, you can get insert industrial band that was on their way up in the early 90s.
Sweet.
They're like absolutely you feel strongly that you like at this point in their career too, like you call them and you're still talking to like the lead singer or whoever's doing the booking for them still. He's like, oh, Lavin, yeah, I remember you. Hey, you want to get something to eat too? Like maybe this is a little bit of absolutely we'll play your club, but please also can we bone?
Okay, sounds good. Sign me up.
Can I take you to the Bone Zone? And can you drain my vein?
I just get the power to take people to the Bone Zone.
Lavin's down.
Right.
$4.
So yeah, it seems like
the deboned zone.
I would say that Tuesday's vignette has been very successful. She's short the money for a sign, but that's maybe something that you can work on later or even with the group.
Sure. Yeah, I can see if they
The
can.
group.
'Cause it'll be all of our money.
Maybe just go punch a sign maker in the face until he makes a sign.
There we
You know,
go.
weeping while you're like, do it.
It turns out the lawyer that we beat up last week is actually also a sign maker.
Oh yes.
It's just that guy.
Moonlights as a sign maker, yeah.
Like every time you're like, we need to go a random business profession.
Yeah,
It's
the
always-
lawyer's
Kind of in
doing
his
it.
underwear again.
It's Shady Steve's
There he
sign.
is.
It's always Shady Steve.
Shady Steve's shitty sign service. And he also lives in the back room of that one, but you're
Right.
like, that's a totally different location. Why do you live in two different back rooms?
There's actually like
Instead of-
quintuplets, but they're all twins and they're all just unsuccessful.
equally unsuccessful.
Right.
Steve,
Shady
Shane.
Steve, Shady Sam.
No, it's they're all Shady Steve, but Steve is spelled differently.
Oh.
You know those fuckers who are like, I'm
Stave.
Steve, but with two E's, like, or like Steve with a U in it that's supposed to be silent. Anyway, right. So that'll take us to the final vignette.
Vignette.
Do we want to take like a final break here,
Yeah,
and then
let's take
and
a
then-
break.
Yeah.
we'll come back in and then go until we're done in the two outros? It'll be great. So there's one more vignette to do, and there's not 5 vignettes because even though Rodney is, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, here's what the NPC does on his.
I mean,
little
we wouldn't even
adventure."
see him anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, maybe you would or wouldn't.
Well, obviously he goes back to the Hall of Evil and tells Lex Luthor and the Black Manta.
Yes,
and everyone.
they fell for the trick. I'm their friend now. He said it. It means we're friends.
It's like, he like rips off his like vampire mask and he's actually just like a fucking troll under there. It's like, yeah.
No, he takes off his mask and it's just the exact same face. But, like, they
Except
do the
like,
whole, dramatic-
significantly older and shorter.
No, it's exact same face, but like the camera like pans in the whole time he's taking off the mask and like the music is playing like dun 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 and it's just the exact same face. There's like the rubber mask of his face. That's the exact same face. Anyway, so the final vignette for the evening is Damien. And Damien over the weekend there's like a you haven't been sleeping in the closet with everybody else this weekend, even though you're in a coma and should be doing a lot of sleeping. Because they brought you upstairs where they have a bathtub. And you've been in the bathtub and they've been basically cracking a blood bag for you every once in a while.
Daddy wreckage.
You don't have any poker face at all, Tux. I know every single time it happens immediately.
Why are you staring directly into Tux's eyes when you talk, by the way? That's a little
isn't
weird.
everyone?
It's like,
I'm staring at all 4 of you all the time. I see everything that Tuesday does, even when she thinks that she's hiding, picking her nose. Yep. I'm way back from my screen. The Zoom calls up. It's all 4 of your pictures. I see
a
everything.
monitor for each person.
Yep, and also the ones that you don't know are in your room. Just tonight, later, when you're having personal time, be like. Anyway, so you've been in a tub and they've just been cracking blood bags over you, and it doesn't have to go in your mouth or anything. Like you will literally absorb it like a sponge when you're in torpor.
It's like a tomato on being fucking like dropping tomato sauce on a sponge. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing that people do all the time: drop tomato sauce on a sponge.
You've never spilled your ketchup on your 17 sandwiches and then clean it up with a sponge, you know? It's like every tampon commercial, except they don't use the color red, they use the color blue. I mean, it works.
Anyway, so you're upstairs being kept spring fresh, and you
There's your episode title.
Wow.
Spring
fresh.
the pet cat point of view time. The pet cat shows up at the taste. It's like, where the fuck's my food, motherfucker?
Haven't eaten for 5 days.
You think I wouldn't count that shit? He fucking shanks you. Anyway, drug dealer cat. Anyway, I'm just I'm going down my own rabbit hole inside my mind now. Anyway, I've said anyway like
All right,
15
Morpheus,
times.
let's go.
So you're being kept spring fresh upstairs, and it's on like day 4 that they're cracking a blood bag over you, and you'll actually like
Stir.
wake up. For the record, your
Am I like the Hulk, by the way, in this situation where like my pants mysteriously remain intact, or like, am I
And the
like?
purple.
your clothes are actually fairly intact overall.
Okay.
Like,
Aside from being smothered in blood, obviously.
yeah, like Amethyst used your face to break things, which caused your Hawaiian shirt to take some wear and tear.
And don't worry, I've already thought about a fucking costume change. So
You can just buy another Hawaiian shirt.
Nope.
You probably have more than one. Nope.
Nope.
So full costume change.
Yep, costume
Okay.
change.
Okay. All right.
Every
all
few
right.
episodes, I'm going to change my costume. Keep Irasato on the fucking on the back foot. That's what I do.
Yeah. You're gonna work hard on him. Also, you have to go through all of the detective tropes, right? So you've done Magnum PI with the Hawaiian shirt. but
No,
next-
yeah, I got some ideas. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You gotta do
I got
fucking
some ideas.
leisure cert burn notice, like open business suit, like with no tie, like
that's
top
it.
2 buttons undone.
No, I got you. I got you, fam. Don't worry.
All right.
What do you think I was doing for the past 2.5 hours?
Probably
Researching
like
90s fashion. Okay, come on, let's go.
Okay. I thought you were jerking off to me. That's fine.
I was on the stream the entire time. Anyway,
Your upper body, that's not the part that you need for loving. Not even for loving yourself. So, you stir. For your own bookkeeping, you will be at literally 1 blood.
whoa, okay.
And you will be your health is such that everything will be lethal except for incapacitated, which will be bashing.
Lethal is X, yeah.
X. Yep. Those of you playing at home, once you torpor, you don't wake up again until you've got 1 box that isn't lethal. So they've been feeding him blood, and his body has been systematically repairing itself automatically with that blood until he got to the point where he could regain consciousness. Everyone caught up? Got it. That means you also have like exactly 1 unspent blood, which means you're ravenous. So probably the first thing you do when you wake up is not even being able to control yourself. You snatch like the blood bag out of Alexa's hand and consume it for another 2 blood.
Got it.
And you're still like super fucking hungry, but Alexa's like, calm down, dear. You like, let's also, from your perspective, the last thing you did was slam that door in front of Amethyst. Like you tried to get away.
No,
while
the
you were still
last thing I
conscious.
did was.
I know. You did those things. You have no memory of that. You have no memory of failing to escape from Amethyst. You just remember the last thing you did was insult her, and now you're waking up in a bathtub.
You mean speak the truth?
You insulted her, but it might have been true. I'm not here to say whether or not Amethyst is a bitch. I don't want to get my face smeared along a sidewalk. So the last thing you remember is that insult, even though you did do those things while you were still conscious. It's just because, post coma memory, right? Like, so you wake up in a bathtub covered in blood.
Cool. He's like,
You're really hungry. Calm down, dear. It's fine. It's all right. Everything's gonna be fine. You can look down and see your shirt is torn to shreds and
yeah,
like your
it's like,
pants are fucked.
don't suppose you know what happened to me?
You, from what I understand, insulted a Bruja to her face.
A what now?
It's one of the clans. They can't control their emotions and they're incredibly strong. So she used your face to redesign a city block.
Oh, so a teenager then. All right.
You've been in a coma that we call the torpor, and it's only been like 4 days.
Wait, what? 4 fucking days?
Yeah. I mean, some people are in torpor for centuries. So, all things considered,
Oh, lucky fucking me, I guess.
look, your fight also breached the masquerade a little bit. So
The
some
what now?
people we've told you about this, the masquerade, the having to keep vampirism secret from humans. You basically leveled a city block and fought in the middle of a street, and there were some violations, and some other vampires frenzied because of some of the stuff that happened, and there was some chaos. You're getting the heat for it.
Oh, I'm getting the heat. I was unconscious the entire fucking time.
I know it may not be necessarily 100% fair, but in some respects you were the catalyst, and you're... Look,
Because I
take it
called
easy.
a teenager a bitch, and that's the reason why she leveled an entire city block.
First of all, she's 72.
Great. That means I insulted a grandma. Okay.
Second of all, Brujas are responsible for their own actions, but in the same vein, if you had a sire, for example, he would be the one getting raked over the coals for not telling you not to insult a Bruja.
Oh, let me just call up Dad real quick.
Oh
Get him to
shit, he
come
went
down.
for smokes and never came back.
What a surprise, just like my real dad.
Oh, ooh,
He's
Don't
coming
feel
back
bad.
from getting smokes at any time.
I know, and I understand that it's very hard for you to acclimate, and it is a very unfortunate situation. But without a sire to take the bulk of the responsibility is falling on you and your friends.
They didn't do shit.
They saved your life. Well, one of them did.
No, well, I don't mean about that. I mean, they didn't do shit to get in any trouble. So they shouldn't be raking over any coals.
I understand. And to some extent I agree with you, but sadly that's not how everyone views it. And so your friends are taking the heat with you. There's going to be some sort of chaperone assigned to your group.
Like a fucking babysitter?
Kind of. That's
Oh.
That's not inaccurate. And then at the end of the month, there's going to be a big meeting. The meeting was going to happen anyway, but they're going to discuss whether or not your group of vampires is a threat to LA or a healthy member of the community. Some of the you just take it easy for now. Maybe go catch some fresh air, try not to get into any trouble.
We can't breathe. You know that, right?
I told that joke earlier with Maria.
Of course you did.
like, take a night off, Damien. I'm supposed to tell them as soon as you wake up so that they can come bring the chaperone and all that, but I think it's important that I understand that you probably need to maybe vent some of your frustrations, and it's probably good that you don't go straight from a coma to being chastised by some higher ups.
Out of curiosity, what does a good community vampire do? Like,
He does.
do we
he
like?
doesn't- he
do we
doesn't-
like mow each other's lawns and shit? Like, I don't understand.
a good community vampire? Gosh, it sounds so awful. In the Camarilla, a good community vampire is the
Is that
one who
another
does-
clan, or is that like a?
She's explained this too. The Camarilla are the other faction. The
Right.
Camarilla, Sabat, and the Anarchs. So she has explained the Camarilla. And she's
Okay.
explained that they're sort of more tightwad and also like old blood. She says, so in the Camarilla, a good community vampire is somebody whose constant backstabbing and schemes don't ever reach the light of day, but everybody knows about it, but they can't finger them. So they're a good community member. And the Anarchs, a good community member is actually a good community member. There's still a lot of scheming
So like
and
Kumbaya.
well, like when Amethyst, before she painted the town with your face, when she, sort of took you out for that first night, that was like a favor that she did, and that reflected positively on her because she didn't get anything out of it. And it's vampires who do those sorts of things. Like if another vampire violates the masquerade and this vampire has an opportunity to brush it under the rug, if they do that and they don't ask for anything in return, that makes them a good community member. So, doing things for each other is the best thing that you can do right now. You're a little bit in the hole after this.
So you see Damien go like open his mouth and raise his finger, and then he's just like, "Oh, I won't say that." And he sits back down in the pool of blood and is just like, "All right, guess I'll go mow some fucking lawns then."
Please don't get into any trouble. Just take a night off. Do something for you. Do something for you, Damien. Maybe go see a movie or something. I don't know what it is you like to do or what you like or want for yourself, but it's not all business all the time. And right now,
Have you
need
ever
to-
been a cop before? Because anyway, it
You had
doesn't
weekends
matter.
off? Didn't you have weekends off? What did you do on the weekends?
I tracked down gang members and make sure they weren't fingering people.
Damien, you're a workaholic, and that's why you got yourself in trouble. You're gonna have to, you're going to have a whole eternity of not always having something that needs to be done. You're going to have to pick up a hobby. You're going to have to figure out how to relax.
Yeah, you know what that was for me? Fucking smoking. Great, right?
Ooh. She's just sort of like,
I like the idea that we get a camera scene back of this like just a whole set of like cigar like crimpers and like things like that in his old apartment, and he's just left there like hoagies and shit, and he's just like, yeah, good, huh?
Oh, I've heard that you never really can. I mean, there's some vampires who stick a bunch of nicotine patches on somebody and then get the blood out, but it's not quite the same.
It's the whole deal, the preparation, all that shit. No.
Right. The oral fixation.
Well, no, you wouldn't understand. It's fine. So
I have a few oral fixations.
Oh, gross! I don't want to know about that. I like stand up, and I'm just like, I just sort of like,
You just drip some blood back into the bathtub.
yeah, and just like take off my shirt and just, you know what? I'm just gonna throw these away. It'd be easier. I guess a shower, like, right? That's how that shit works.
she like pops the cork in the tub, and the blood drains out of the bottom, and she turns
Into
on
like
the
a
shower.
glass jar. It's just like, yeah, it turns into a shower. It's like, thanks. Listen. I might not say it often, but I appreciate it. I'll try not to bring any of this shit down on you, as much as I can.
I appreciate the sentiment, sweetie, but we're definitely not being held responsible at all.
Good. Good. Maybe you can offer that same sort of umbrella to the other dudes that I'm with. I don't know.
Unfortunately, it is sort of, if you sit together, you gotta ride together. You know what I mean?
Look, this isn't fucking prison.
It kind of is. It kind of is a little bit. It kind of is a little bit.
So you're saying if I walk into a room and shank the burliest guy I see, then I get respect in this community? I don't answer that. I know that's wrong. I won't. It's a joke.
No, I'm more getting at, like, if you walk into a room and shank a guy, then your friends will catch heat for it too, even if they had nothing to do with it. Everybody, like, it. I know the prison reference is a little odd coming from a small white sort of suburban.
Nah, I bet you've done fucking time. You look like the type that does it.
I mean, I've only ever spent a night in jail, but you know.
Come on. How old are you?
Like a drunk tank.
Don't answer that because I don't want to know.
I was in my 20s and the 60s.
Yeah, you definitely done time. I can see it in your eyes.
No, they weren't cracking down as hard as you might think. I spent a couple nights in a drunk tank. I wouldn't say I've been,
You were the flowers in the gun type of lady?
Yeah, actually, I was there. At UC Berkeley.
What a fucked up time to live, I guess. Oh.
Yeah, it's not gotten much better, but it's funny. The whole, I used to care a great deal about what was happening in the mortal world, and now I just don't. Like, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Right. Well, I'm going to take off my pants, so.
Right, actually, my husband has a few extra pairs of clothing that he doesn't need. I'll just leave them
don't
right
worry,
here.
I brought some.
I don't want you walking naked out of my bathroom, so please put these pants on at least in the interim of you changing clothes downstairs.
I understand. Okay, all right, I get you.
And then she leaves.
I'm just like, why wouldn't you want to see my penis? Turn on the shower, clean up.
Your cold, dead penis.
I get whatever interim clothes, go down, and then I emerge like a fucking butterfly from a cocoon wreckage, and I am wearing a denim jacket.
All right, we're doing the Canadian tuxedo.
Not Canadian tuxedo because I'm not wearing denim pants, but at least a denim jacket. That's the new thing. That's the new hotness. I just go for a walk, I guess. Do a little bit of soul searching, really.
All right.
It's also readily apparent that I am thirsty AF, so I might want to try and get a drinky poo along the way. Stop at the 7-Eleven, get a big gulp of blood.
Sure. Like, how do you actually want to get some blood?
Well, I was thinking, like, maybe I can, like, I was just walking around the neighborhood or whatever, and maybe is there like a? It's weird saying it like this, but is there like a smoke shop? Type of places that cuts keys as well.
What?
Probably not open this late. Actually, you're probably right. Yeah.
Well, so definitely places to buy lots of types of tobacco. Those will be open all night.
I'm looking for someone who would be smoking a lot. Well, I could probably just find anyone on the street for that, right?
Yes. Also, if you want like a huge amount of nicotine in their blood, then like some like poker parlor or something, some bar where the air is thick with smoke, and so everybody's
yeah, that's right. You can smoke in bars, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'd probably just go to a bar and maybe see if I can get maybe I can get a guy with a little bit of alcohol.
Well, you know what, Brian? I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I'm glad you have to go outside.
You never go to bars, Wreckage. Like,
I mean, it was nice.
There used to be a smoking section at fucking Perkins.
I don't
The
know.
guy
What
has
that is.
Perkins, and just because you guys the smoking is happening on the other side of the building, is still was happening.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I
why are you
don't
eating
miss
at
it.
Perkins?
Because it's the only place that's open 24 hours around here.
Yeah, then you should be able to smoke in a 24-hour restaurant. Anyway, so yeah, I get a fix. I guess we don't really have to go into too much details because
Yeah, a really dark, smoky bar you can get 2 blood. That's no problem.
All right. Boom. Yeah,
and it's high and it's it's got nicotine coursing through the veins.
sweet. So feeling a little calmer, not so fucky. I'm gonna walk around a bit, and I probably come into I probably walk around enough to kind of get lost a little bit, like just sort of kicking a can sort of thing, just walking around the streets, just sort of thinking and looking, and I probably witness a bunch of crimes, and I'm just like, like like I just don't give a shit.
It's one of those things where it's like usually you're like, I'm out looking for crime and you don't find anything, and then like I'm gonna take a night off, I'm gonna force myself to not work, and it's like crime, like obvious drug deal, like literally handing over like a sack of cocaine.
Like it's probably a guy breaking into a car, and I'm just across the street watching, and he looks over at me, and I just like, do like a I'm a human wave.
Like, no, I imagine that he's badly breaking into it too. Like he's like trying to break the window with a thing, and
I see him walk up. I see him do like the gangster thing of like he takes off his shirt, wraps it around his fist, punches. He's like, fuck. It doesn't like do it, And he looks around. I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, just do the like the little wave thing.
And he goes back at it. Like takes him 4 more tries.
Yeah. So I keep walking. And then
does like the real folk blues start playing?
Yeah, I do it's the Simpsons montage of Homer walking through the streets looking for his next love. What the fuck was? Okay, Jesus, that was really loud. But yeah, I eventually, through a midst of maybe walking to the end of the street or something, I run into a rescue shelter for animals.
Sure. Oh, you suddenly find yourself in like. So this place is an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Because in the 90s, in the world of darkness, an animal shelter is an act of charity.
Yeah.
Like this is a charity place that the owners love animals and are doing everything they can to save every animal. And so when you come in and there's
1 a.m. It's like, okay, what are you dropping off? Like, like
not only is it that, but like there's this woman behind the counter who is probably in her 30s and looks like she's 50 and has huge bags under her eyes, and she's got like veterinarian scrubs on. And like this is just a woman who like probably goes to bed at midnight and wakes up at 4 a.m. and like between that time she's working all the time. Just to keep this place up, and maybe her husband's helping her, maybe her kids or whatever, like, but she's like, yeah, basically she's like, hi, what can I help you with? Like in sort of a sense of dread, like, here's these 10 kittens I don't want anymore. Like,
yeah, my kitten's been fucking, like, just take them. Like,
you're lucky I didn't throw these in a sack over the
You were
bridge.
closer than the nearest river, so here you go. Like,
oh,
it's World of Darkness. Come on, you can't be upset with that comment. But yeah, I just sort of look around. It's like, oh yeah, I've had a rough couple of weeks. Looking for a buddy. I just want to take a look around. Is that okay?
Her eyes light up, and she's like, yeah, that's great. What are you like? Is there anything in particular I can help you?
Look, I'm not really looking for particulars. I'm looking for just
All right, well,
someone will. It'll. I guess hit me. I guess right. So how this shit works. I mean, I had a cat, but it was a prick. So like, you know.
That cat's like outside the window with a shank, like I'm gonna get you, Damien. Don't you fucking think I forgot about you?
And I'm pretty convinced that he's the cause for all of the bad shit that's been happening to me. So, you know.
So not a cat person. That's fine. We keep the cats and we separate animals as much as we can. It's a little tight back here, but yeah, if you just want to walk the cages, and so she'll bring you in back, and there's like rows of like if you've seen on television an animal shelter, there's like it's a dog and it has like a whole tiny like closet cubicle to itself, which is maybe a little tight but like still pretty spacious. Like this place cannot do that.
Yeah. It's like chicken coops for dogs.
It's not 100% chicken coops. Like they do the biggest that they can, and there's also they have a little bit of a yard, and you can tell that like all day she's just cycling dogs through the yard to get them outside so that they can, you know, run around a little bit, like getting animals out there and out of these cages. But like they've sacrificed the comfort of the animals to save as many animals as possible, so it's very tight in here. And you just see every breed, every make, every condition. Like as long as the dog isn't actively sick, in which case they probably mercy
kill.
Yeah, like, but you see dogs who have like 3 legs, you know, like they're like that's not a mercy kill type situation. You see a dog missing an eye, you see a dog missing an ear. You know, it runs the entire gambit of animals.
All right. So, yeah, I'm probably walking along just looking at all the dogs, and it like I imagine there's like a bunch of like super overly friendly dogs. I don't know, like I imagine a rescue to be like, you know, when I think of dogs, I think of like
some are timid, some are like, you know, some rescue animals have been mistreated, so they're not stoked on people, and others are like, you know, I was just in an alleyway or whatever, and someone dropped me off, and I don't actually have any sort of misconceptions about anybody. Who are you?
Yeah.
Will you let me outside? Like, you know, it runs the entire spectrum.
Yeah. So I come across a dog. You know, I'm imagining like a brown, furry golden retriever, basically. You know, I crouch down, look at him, and was like, "What's this one's deal?"
So this, his name is Gambit, and he was brought in by a parent who bought it for their kids to try and score brownie points in a divorce, and then
with a name like Gambit,
and then yeah, it didn't quite pan out, and like he's still, like you can see, he's only like eight months maybe. Like the over under was not very long before the guy decided it wasn't worth taking care of.
Okay, well, nothing wrong with him? No, like, blood problems, nothing like that?
Any animals in here who are sick, we either treat or, well, we don't have the capacity to take everybody in, so.
You know, as he's talking, I just sort of open the cage, let him out.
And he comes out of the cage, and like rather than bolting down the hallway or to like the outside, he's just all between your legs and stuff. Like he's on both of you, the people, as opposed to the outside, like, or even just getting out of the cage immediately. He's been, you know, paws up on leg right away.
Perfect. All right, yeah, I'll take him.
All right. I just need like $100 good faith payment to make to we can't just give them away for free, otherwise they come back too often.
Yeah, I'll just sort of open my wallet and I don't know, maybe I'll give it $200 or something like that. It's like, yeah, you got a lead or something too? Collar,
Oh, sure, yeah,
Oh.
absolutely. Like,
bag of dog food.
I can give you so like oh, here. Okay, sure, no problem. Here's a leash, here's a toy, and here's like a. I can't give you a fresh open bag of dog food. I don't have one.
That's
but
all right, just something.
Here's like a to-go bag that'll feed him for a few days. You'll have to buy some stuff obviously to take care of him anyway. Eventually like baggies and stuff. You take him for walks. There's a few more purchases you're gonna have to make, but I hope you don't have to come back. But please, if it doesn't work out, please bring him here before just tossing him into the street.
Oh, don't worry. I wouldn't put him out there.
All right. She looks like she trusts you, and so you leave with the stuff, and Gambit's like, the outside on a leash. What the fuck is this? And so he's like, but always
He's dog, you know.
He is dog. He is dog, and he is excited, and it's 1 a.m. and it doesn't matter. To dog, time is irrelevant.
Much like the vamps. Yeah, so I'm just gonna walk around with him and that sort of shit. Does he get like tired like some point? Because I imagine he would, right? It's middle of the night or whatever, so.
I mean, they probably do a lot of sleeping in those cages, so eventually he will, but it'll be like hours of walking later, like maybe a couple hours. Even if you walk all the way back to the taste, he'll be like just starting to tucker out.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go back to the taste just yet. I just, maybe sitting with him or whatever, looking over a shitty river. I imagine there's a river somewhere. I don't know.
There's a shitty river in LA. It's called the Los Angeles River.
Yeah. Probably.
And in the early 90s and in the World of Darkness, it was more of an open sewer than a river.
Oh. Okay.
So there's a shitty river, like you said.
Yeah, I'd probably be sitting there with him. I'm just like, well, you're well and truly gonna die before me, buddy. I can tell you that right now.
Bark.
Bark. Yeah.
Bork.
So how about it? You wanna spend eternity together?
Bark.
Okay. Listen, I've never done this before, but I'm willing to give it a go. I can guarantee it'll be better than spending all day alone and spending all night hanging out with, So, yeah, I'm going to start the process for ghouling the dog, Mr. Rickers.
Right. So, maybe you fumble at first. You're like, how am I going to, like, make myself
All right,
bleed?
so how do we do this shit? Yeah.
And then, like, eventually you're just like, what, like, fuck it. And, like, put your hand through part of the bench that you're sitting on or whatever. Like, you just wound yourself.
Yeah.
And you've been wounded before several times, actually. So you are cognizantly aware that wounds don't make a vampire bleed unless you want it to.
Yeah.
So in this case, you want it to, and you sort of like pool the blood in your hand and have the dog lap it up, which he will, because vampiric blood is delicious and it's awesome to have it.
Mhm.
So an animal doesn't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
A human would be like, why the fuck would you give me blood? I'm going to question this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he laps up like blood until he's, like satisfied, and he licks his lips. And you don't recognize or see any obvious difference, but he has drank your blood, and it somehow felt good for you too, even though all it was like a dog lapping up your palm. And you just feel closer to the dog.
Sweet. So yeah, we just hang out. I imagine he's big into fetch, so
Yeah, so you'll get to know your dog, Gambit, the dog.
Fridays,
go,
6 p.m. CET.
The Gambit the dog, Gambit the vampire dog. Fridays at 5 p.m. ET.
I mean, we have a show
Gambit.
called Gambit. Yeah. So.
Gambit. Did you poop out a bone of some victim again? Anyway, we get sort of like a quick montage of Maria in a place working on bodies. The tequila tango being altered. Braden and Rodney,
just complete bumming. just like...
just naked and fucking. It's just them in a bed smoking.
You know that scene from Ali G in the house when the dudes are just like, "You want to try it?" And they're like, "All right, whatever." Like, yeah. That we're gonna die.
I don't know the scene that I don't know about the gay sex scene.
It's
Dave,
fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. Anyway, yeah.
And and then we see Damien playing with the dog. And then that montage. I imagine it's like, you know how every once in a while the TV series like plays the latest song of some up and coming's new album as their sort of outtrack. Like how Rick and Morty did Chaos that one episode when Rick almost killed himself, like that was the outro music when it got real serious and heavy. So some like little known band that's starting to become kind of big is like that song is
Rammstein.
Royce. Anyway, I like those guys. Sometimes some of their music is a little reductive, I feel.
The one with the banging is pretty funny.
Some of it is really good. Like, anyway, musical criticism aside, there's that montage. It like pans for Maria, pans like into a wall, and then somehow the next wall is coming into the office where Lavin is working and making phone calls and getting big deals, and it pans into a wall and comes back out, and somehow that's Rodney and Braden hanging out, and it pans into a wall and comes back out, and somehow that's outside, and it's Damien playing with his dog, and then it pans into a wall and into a like cinder blocked room, and there are monitors everywhere. And there's also a police scanner playing in the background, maybe two. And it's and there's just this huge table, almost like a war table, laid out with like manila envelopes with crimes and etc. laid out on it. And it pans past that, and there's a figure obscured from light, sort of shadowed. And there's another figure that we can't see either. And the first figure speaks, and the audience and we realize that it's McNeil, because it's the Scottish accent guy. And I don't do an amazing Scottish accent, but bear with me again, and not for the last time. Right, so we're in agreement then. You take care of the fledglings. And in exchange, we wipe the slate clean. We don't worry about it. You don't cause any trouble. They don't cause any trouble. Everyone is kosher. Everyone's above the board. You help them make it to Elysium. You help them stay in the community. You prevent any sort of untoward, unasked for trouble coming out of this. And we won't punish you for your for your violation. And the camera pans, and it's Amethyst. And she's like, fine. And that's when it goes to black.
Good. I like Amethyst.
I knew there was a
Me
fucking
too.
reason there was a fucking portrait of her. Fucking cocks. Anyway.
Anyway, outros.
Is it the vamp from Sin? Yeah, it's fucking Vin Diesel. No.
Oh yeah, the Vin Diesel vamp.
No, it wasn't.
guy
Yeah, was it Vin
is-
Diesel? Yeah, it was Vin Diesel. Yeah.
No, he was no, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham, the vampire.
That was a joke we were making.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
He looked like the transporter the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what Dave said.
Block.
So yeah, yeah, the Jason Statham vampire guy is totally alive right now. I mean, if it wasn't obvious, because 20 years from now he's still a vampire. He's totally doing stuff. If you remember his backstory, the little of it that you guys uncovered, he was working in Atlanta. That was his actual home base, and he was coming down to New Orleans.
That's right. I did fucking work that out, didn't I? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, despite what you've said about your old character, he did actually uncover quite a lot of stuff.
He uncovered the masquerade by mistake.
Yeah, he didn't realize exactly what he was doing, but he did track that guy back to Atlanta. Right. Anyway, outros. Good episode, everybody. I felt like we maybe could have planned it a tiny smidge better, but I don't think vignettes was terrible or terribly unsuccessful.
No, it's really good.
I definitely think we
I
all.
had a good time.
I definitely think we all have more vignettes to do. It won't be every other episode or anything, but every once in a while, when everybody has something that they need to do, get done on their own without interference from anybody else, we'll be like, okay, next episode's going to be a vignette episode. We're going to each do a thing. That'll let everybody take care of personal goals every once in a while.
Cool.
Trick to not botching. Don't roll dice.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
tip.
do things that. Look, Dave is joking, but he's not wrong, actually.
By process of elimination, if you roll no dice, you cannot fail.
No, not even like in a pedantic sense. By choosing to do things that don't require dice rolls, by making your plan things that don't require dice rolls, you reduce the chance of failure. Because if you tell me, Wreckage, I do a thing.
I want to I want to
That
fucking.
can't really fail. Wreckage, I do a thing that doesn't really have a fail state. I'm going to say it is done. So Dave says, I walk along, I don't interfere with any crimes, I buy a dog with money that I have. There's no fail state there. And Lavin almost didn't have to roll dice at all, except for she was looking for money in the bank accounts. She also just did a bunch of stuff that had no fail state. So in the future, don't just think, what can I do here? Think, what's the best thing to do here? What's the most efficient thing to do?
I should have ate all of them. Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you had stuffed him into your purse from the beginning, there would have been no fail state there.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted a body to.
I know, I don't. Tux, it's fine. You were absolutely in the valid.
And then we got the Saint Michael and Saint what's her face that are
Talia.
to be working at the place.
the second and third coming of Jesus H. Christ
Yeah,
himself.
They found the best people in the world volunteering at the mortuary.
Well, they don't volunteer. They are paid. They are paid by the state. They are doctors.
As it turns out, if you pay people enough money, they don't take bribes. So,
But they could
Right.
have more money. Just let me have a body. Just let me have a body.
Look, see,
Fine.
Tux, I'm gonna level with.
Job.
I'm gonna level with you, Tux. The problem was with both of them. Both of those characters are not paragons of virtue that will not get up to shady stuff. You just didn't entice them in way like you were like, have money, and they weren't and their first thought.
Yeah, you should have
was,
been like,
"I
would you
need to
like a
report
bath?
this."
Or would you like to eat dinner? Perhaps you would like, like, yeah.
Well, I could have threatened them, but I'm not to that point yet.
Well, I'm not even saying
Welcome
that.
to the bribe minigame, where we have 3 distinct options for you to choose from.
Look, Tux, what I'm saying is maybe the next vignette should be, if you really want access to that morgue, maybe the next vignette should be like discovering who Talia is, right, as a person. Maybe you can find a weakness.
Yeah, stalk her,
Right.
and then force her to become
totally
your
serious.
friend.
Like, these people
that
have.
might be a possibility.
If
The money was just like a soup. Like it's very in character. That's
Wait,
like,
wait.
I don't want to threaten them. I don't want to like take advantage of them. I just like, can you just take money because.
Is
there's a
it
reason.
slowly happening where the arsehole character is becoming nice and the nice character is becoming the worst? Tux, are you becoming the worst?
I did
It's
steal
possible.
a body and I'm experimenting on it.
But it was a dead person that nobody knew,
It's true. It's true.
and you didn't. Like, it
And
would
it's
have
for
been.
Science.
Now,
Hey,
if
the
I-
family's here to claim that Jane. Where's it gone?
if, because I remember a very distinct part where Tux was like, "Is he alone?" I feel like if I had been like, "Yes, there's nobody else here in all of the maintenance area," that would have gotten a little darker.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I like the idea that your biggest problem in the future is like, you know how you mix 2 colors of Play-Doh together and then you have to try and like pull them apart?
Crap. His arm is in this one. I can't. Oh, fuck.
this is. It's like you're halfway done with the thing, and you're like, "Wait a minute,
Why
This
does
is a
that
female.
woman have a man's hand?
This is a female femur. This is supposed to be a male." Which thing have I been working? Oh fuck! Like,
Oh,
gosh,
damn it.
god damn it! This bone structure is all wrong now.
But then I can make the joke where I
The hip
pull
bone
off the
connected to
person's
the
entire left
wrist
side of their
watch.
body, and then I can say that they're all right now.
Oh, damn it.
And
And then you can say to the other one, looks like this one, I left some pieces out.
actually, you know what? You can go even because you're a Zamisi. You can do even better than that joke because you could make the left side of their body identical to the right side of their body, and then say, "You're all right now."
Wow. Anyway, shout out time. Let's start off with none other than Miss Tuesday Gray. What up?
That was super fun. There's going to be something exciting that happens at our club now, and our club's going to be way cooler. And we're going to be able to hunt people in our club.
The
Yeah,
most
kinda-
dangerous game.
It's kind of going to be awesome. I also was super excited to get to know Rodney a little bit better. I didn't realize that that
He was
dude
a bro.
was
Yeah.
stealthing about. Yeah. So that was super fun. I hope you tune in next week to see where we take our personal stories.
Nice. Tux Rodamius, what up, sir, ma'am? Talk to me about you.
Hey everybody! Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, checking out our vignettes and stuff. Very cool thing for us to do to kind of like take a break and then do this, and then we're gonna go back into like group stuff next time. I'm excited for Babysitter Amethyst. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm Tuxtradamus. You can find me at other places at Tuxtradamus. If you are around Thursday, I'm going to be doing a drawing board thing for the show I'm going to be doing soon here. So that should be pretty cool. I've been getting some stuff around. It'll be me working on it and also kind of like pitching it to everybody because it's kind of a lot of like the stuff is set. I just need to like write it down and kind of work it out in my head. So it'll be a lot of that and just talking through a bunch of stuff with you guys. And if you have ideas, I'll be happy to like put them in. And of course, all the Patreon stuff, like where you can put in all like the NPCs or whatever.
Yeah. That's going to be a big part of it.
Mhm.
And last but not least, we have the Spoot Lacey, mother of
What is up?
cameras.
That joke was
Mother
never
of
funny.
cameras.
Let it die.
Releaser of microphones. The friendship of Rodney. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, her name sucks. By the way, it is a dumb fucking name. Just call her Bob. Hey Bob.
Yeah. I think that should be canon. Bob. Yeah, no, I had a good time tonight. It was fun. It was a good idea. And yeah, next week we're gonna get a talking to. We have a babysitter.
Hell yeah.
That should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Sputnik_71. If you want to listen to a podcast that is full of my dad calling me a dummy, you can search Motion Sickness the Show on iTunes and SoundCloud and give it a listen. It's pretty damn funny.
Nice. And last but not least, we have our storyteller for the session, Mr. Dr. Wreckage. What up, sir? How you doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm glad that tonight was a success. Look for more Die Party, LA at Night, Vampire the Masquerade, Electric Boogaloo 2 on Mondays, same time, same place, same vampire time, same vampire channel. If you want to do pirate stuff, then join us on Wednesday, same time, same place, where this week we will be beginning the first of our pre-shows for the next Die Party game, Dead Man's Crest, which will be a 7th Sea pirate game.
Second edition. It's worth mentioning.
Yeah, because first edition is way different.
Mhm.
We're going to be complete. So 7th Sea, very interesting system, does very interesting things mechanically.
Great mechanics.
Does not, and it also has a great setting. Don't get me wrong. That setting is absolutely not what we're trying to do with this show. We wanted to do pirates. We wanted to do sort of Pirates of the Caribbean, sort of ish, not like actually Pirates of the Caribbean, but same sort of vibes. And the 7th Sea actual rule book is a little light on piratey stuff, surprisingly, but also is super high fantasy, like in your face.
Knights, kings,
magic.
that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Not just knights and kings,
Literally
but like
everyone has magic.
Half the people in the world have magic.
Yeah.
There's monsters and goblins and everything, and just like it's not understated like in Pirates of the Caribbean, where people are like, "Ha ha ha, you believe in ghost stories," and then surprise, you're in one. Like that's what we're sort of going for.
You can't
like,
just slip that into a conversation like that.
So what we're doing on the first of our pre-shows this Wednesday is we're going to world build.
Yeah.
With our players. We're going to sit down, and not only are we going to start building nations, because the system cares a lot about your homeland, but we're going to be building our own setting for that. And I'm going to be doing a lot of the work because I'm the GM, and I usually build like the setting. But I want the players to be intimately involved in this. I want them to have input. So we're going to be doing a whole session dedicated to, we're taking out the old setting for 7th Sea 2nd edition. We're putting in our own. What does that look like?
Yeah, and it's also worth pointing out that the Patreons will also have a chance to sort of put their thumbprint on this as well. Like maybe even a Patreon nation. We'll see. Like one that's created by the Patreons. So what will happen after that episode is, we'll go through, we'll create like a page or something like that where people can input their own ideas, and it'll be cool.
But it's worth pointing out, because I know exactly what Dave's patrons are like. This game is serious. I mean, we'll tell jokes like we always do, but we're not going to have the dick butt nation where everybody is penises.
No. No one does that, man. No one does that in the Patreon.
Okay, I mean, you say that, but I guarantee Sheepdog is sitting there being like, I'm going to throw in $5 to be a Patreon of Dave so I can make the dick butt nation where everybody is penises. We're not going to accept anything that
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? So,
right, yeah.
But yeah, that's I'm super excited for that game. The mechanics are fucking excellent. If you want an overview, I did a drawing board episode on the mechanics of that, and there's some fucking shit in that game that makes every other system look like a turd in a basket. I really like it.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. If you haven't already done so, consider following the channel. And if you're feeling real saucy, why not subscribe and join the cockpit and get access to the most fantastic emotes you could ever possibly imagine on Twitch. So, as Wreckage mentioned, we've got a couple of games coming up. Drawing Board, Dead Man's Crest, Whiskers and Whiskey will be back this week. There's not going to be any Gambit, though. No Gambit this week because Noodle is got some family members to attend to. So we're gonna just take that off the board for this week. Yeah. Lots and lots of exciting stuff happening this week, which is good because we've kind of been in a lull. And after we get Tux's stuff set up, we're going to be also working on Sheepdog's new Jimmy Jam, which will be great.
Yeah.
For the Tuesday slot. So we're going to have a game a day, except for Saturdays. Saturday's the only day without a game. But yeah, we can fix that. No, we can't.
No, we can't because I asked for Saturdays and Dave was like, I need to hang out with my girlfriend on Saturdays. I have a dog now. And
So what happens when you have a life?
How dare you, Dave?
How dare you? But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back same time, same channel, same vampires. Bye.
yeah, actually. Bye.
Dun, dun, dun.